Here we go. Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes, the Sketchbook Warriors. We're back, and we're going to be drawing tonight after being gone for a couple weeks. We'll be gone again next week, thanks to Thanksgiving. And let's just get started. Actually, let's get started with our questions. These are our questions tonight. I'm just going to go over them really quick. We have people here. We already have quite a few people, but these are some of the questions that were posted. I'm just going to go over them really quickly. What if I don't have any nice art materials? That's great. You don't need nice art materials. Anything will do, even regular pencils and paper. You really don't need to get all fancy with your materials. This is like a great question. You don't need all that stuff to learn how to draw. When you get to shading and other stuff, you might need, HBs and Bs and stuff like that. But even that, you don't need too much. I can actually do a lot with just a pencil, even this library pencil from the library. You don't need fancy materials. Depth, contrast, yes, that comes with time, proportion. Definitely, that's what we practice. We had about 3 people ask about proportion, and it's daunting when you're new. Yes, anything is daunting. And somebody else down here said building confidence. You do that by practice. You really do. You build your practice and getting to that foundation, and then you just, little by little. If you get one of these bricks knocked down, yeah, it kind of knocks your confidence down. But the more bricks you start laying, and that's experience and practice and lessons. And if once I get my lessons up, you can do all the lessons, and that'll really build your confidence, or what I call it, your confidence, right? Because you can. It's really, something, because you think you can't. When you think you can't, you have trouble, but you build a good solid foundation, and that just comes with time, and you really build your confidence. Recognizing your style does take some time, but just enjoy what you do. That's actually, if you get known for drawing birds or whatever it is, you'll start recognizing your style. There's something called ikigai. You got to look at it sounds funny, but it's called ikigai. I think it's IKIGA. Ikigai, something like that. Let me see. I'll look for it right now. Ikigai. Drawing hair. Yes, there's so much detail in hair. We are probably going to do a face tonight. We'll see. But it's really just shapes. Try to get away from the detail. Try to see the big shapes, and then just add a little bit of detail. Effects, and that takes some time. Ask your questions. Be more specific. I'm not sure what kind of effects. Oh, there's Ikigai again. Artist block, lack of inspiration. Yeah, once you find your ikigai, or what you want to do, what you enjoy doing, it does take time, but having a foundation will help. So go to sketchbookhero.com. That's www.sketchbookhero.com, and we'll have our lessons there eventually. I think I'm aiming for January, but we'll see what happens. I've got some really good stuff going. I'm working on AI. I'm going to start working. I have an AI that will help with your drawing. So actually coming across that. Shading, we'll do a little bit of shading tonight. Got to be eager to learn. Drawings pop out 3D. Yes, that's form, making things, and using angles, making things pop out, right? The things that come out in space, understanding perspective, form, and making things pop out. It is doable. We got to do the lessons. Challenges, yeah, fine. I'll kind of go over these. Drawing muscles anatomy. Yes, anatomy does, understanding anatomy does take some practice. I'm getting all that stuff together. So here we go. Peaceful mind. Yes, having a peace of mind. Meditating, relaxing. So let's see what we're going to relax and do tonight. Let's jump into this. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, I've seen some people coming in. All right, I'm going to share my screen. You show what we're going to draw tonight. Yeah, relaxing. It can get frustrating. You're trying to get something and you can't get it. But there's some art practices that are a little more not so intimidating. But once you get in a flow, you get relaxed. So these are the 6 drawings we have tonight. We will start with this bear, kind of simple. These are kind of some anatomy going on here, and we'll go through all 6 of these that were submitted by 2 people. And Alan, we miss you. Hope you're doing well. I know you're having some troubles there, but you're in our thoughts, my thoughts. And all right, let's get started. So we're going to start with this. Really interesting. I break things down into shapes and form. So, when you're first learning to draw, you got to learn how to see shapes. And here you can definitely see these shapes. These are complex shapes, but we can actually start seeing, let's break this down into more. Ooh, upgraded toolbar. Ooh, interesting. Got it.
Everybody.
Hey, Josh, welcome. Let's see. Got it. So there's a new toolbar here. Oh, okay, there we go. Got it. Huh, interesting. Well, let's see. We see what it does. This is my first time looking at this. I used to have shapes. Where's my shapes now? Wow. I don't know. I used to like my shapes. Like, is that a shape? Snap arrow. Ah, they went and changed this on me. You know what I can do? I can take this to Photoshop. Oh, because I showed you my painting and I actually did it in Photoshop. Wow. Okay, copy image. This is not good. Well, oh, there's my shapes. There we go. They just moved them. Whew. All right. I was getting worried. All right. So here you can see circle is great because it has the same height, same width. And I can move that circle around here in places. I can also use a square sometimes, but I can see the same. There's a circle that's about a circle in there. And then I see the ratio, which is the height compared to the width. So let's go to, actually, let's go to our, square and use the square. I do try to start off simple and then go more complex. So with our drawings, so here's a square. You can see how that square fits in there. And let's move it around. Oh yeah, we have these new tools are really interesting. Got to play with them now. And that's how you learn, just by playing, by trying things. There's one square. I can try the square, draw the square again. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's draw a square again. You can see how it fits inside two squares. A little bit, well, these are a little bit lower. But if I were to do two squares, you can see how it fits in two squares. And that's our ratios, our height to their width. So that's what we're going to need. And let's just I want to just get started. But this is really complex. Actually, if you're brand new here, we usually don't start this hard. So if you go to sketchbookhero.com, let's promote that a little bit really quick here. Let's go to Sketchbook Hero. Oh, that one's uploading. Oh, it's uploaded already. See what it looks like. Our T-Rex painting. This is the T-Rex painting that I did. How long? Oh, it's an hour long. Let's see. You can see it here. All right. Anyways, let's go to sketchbookhero.com. I'm all over the place today. Sorry, just got back from a vacation. Sketchbookhero.com. If you go to sketchbookhero.com, you go there, and here's our meetup. You can click there and go to our meetup. It has some of our past videos, also our links to our YouTube channel. Here, if you click there, it goes to our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. We are going to have a new channel. The new channel is going to be, this is just practice, what we're doing tonight, but our new channel will be our lessons. So the lessons will help you learn what to focus on, because it's about focus. And then we have our community Facebook group, and also, yeah, the January, there we go. The January 2024, our lessons should be coming. So under construction. All right. But there's a lot of videos here and a lot of things you can do and look at, drawing tips and lessons and things, but it'll be organized. I'm looking at, I'm hoping January. All right, let's get back here and see what we're going to draw. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Let's break this down a little bit more. Let's see. I'm going to erase. We got these new tools here. Let's see if it's here. More. No. Save. No. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, trash everything. Clear all drawings. All right, there we go. Yeah, they did change this around a little bit. I did like that circle. I'd seen that circle in there. I didn't save it. And then this is a little bit lower. All right, why don't I just go ahead and start drawing? All right, one more thing. Let's see. I want to see lines. Oh, here's the lines. And if you look and see the outline, that kind of helps too. All right, let's just get started. I wonder if I can get back to, oh yes, I can. There we go. That's what I want. Ooh, nice. All right, I'm gonna paste that in the chat. I already see somebody. I like bears. Great, Josh. You're right on time. Screenshot. I'm gonna screenshot that. There we go. And put that in the chat. And let's get started with this. All right. All right. There we go. Feel free to put stuff in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We're just getting back here, back into the swing of things. Let me stop sharing. There we go. That's it. All right, here we go. Well, you can actually go ahead and start drawing with two squares. We'll do that since I already have that. 2 squares. That helps a lot in putting things into a grid. And you can actually, do more of a grid. But I'm going to sketch out 2 squares, same height, same width. That's actually a good practice in itself. So we got 1 square and then another square. And try to get them the same. We already have them the same height. We can easily line them up, but can we get this and then bring it over? And then say that's about it. You can eyeball it. If you need to measure, you know, you can measure. Get your pencil, say that. And ooh, maybe we need to go a little further. There. That's good right there. And this one, yeah, a little further out. We got our 2 squares. That's all we need for our bear to fit. This is ratios. This is a 2-to-1 ratio. It's twice as long as it is tall. All right, let's bring this bear back down. There it is. All right, let's do this. So the front of the bear is in here and in this space, and it's in the top half. So if I see the half here and I see this top half, this in here, I'm going to kind of just block it in. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just kind of getting it on there like clay. Then we can work around it. So the head's going to be like in this space. The body is going to be like right on this line, the whole body. And then we've got the front arm, like right in here in this half. If I break this square into half, it's probably this half right in here, right in there. And this is a tough drawing. It really is. There's crazy angles. It's not really a beginner. So if you're really beginners here, I highly recommend you go into our videos and look at some of them are really beginner friendly. I'm starting to go away from the beginner a little bit, but especially once I get the videos up, I can say, hey, go to the videos, and that'll help. Then we can actually do paintings together. So, all right, here we go. All right, so we got the front arm, this whole body here, in the back part. This whole back part fits right in here, this back part right in there. And this helps with the ratios, having the 2 squares, how it all fits in here. I could put more squares. I feel like I should, but well, I'm not doing it because this is, wow, this is, I don't know what to say. We're just going with it. All right, this is actually a good part right here. This right here, the way it fits this back leg, this line right in here. So, and if we look at this white space, kind of almost making a triangle, if I kind of almost imagine this line almost points really close to this corner as it comes down, but it gets cut off right in here. This back leg really does right on that line, and this one goes below. This one goes below. All right, I kind of have it blocked in. Let's zoom in a little bit. Everything's blocked in. I have my back leg, and that whole back leg, it's going to fit in this space. I'm not worried about the angles. I'm just kind of worrying about the placement and the size of everything. The tummy, it goes right in here. The size of the head right about in there. It's all kind of blocked in, and it's kind of blocked in lightly. Block it in lightly. It's got some really nice shading with the little specks and dots. That's a good way to actually start shading. All right, now we've got this shoulder that kind of comes back up in here, the head. So this shoulder, I would say it's about 1/4 of the way. So if we go half, that's about half of that square, and half of that is 1/4. So up almost aiming towards that 1/4. This angle here is what I need right there. All right, I have everything kind of blocked in. I'm going darker now, and I've got from the middle, a little past the middle, this angle here, that where the head's going to kind of go. I've got that angle. Then it comes down. I'm going to get this whole arm. It comes down just a little bit. Try to capture that angle. If you imagine it continuing, it looks like almost like a 45-degree angle there. And then from here, it comes down. Straight down to the bottom of the belly. The belly is actually lower than half. If this is the middle of that, it actually does come down. I would probably say there. below the middle. This is the middle of my squares there. The belly does come down, and so does this leg. What's cool is I can make it thicker as I'm sketching it. Then this back does come at an angle up to the back of, and this is high point right there. So from here up to there. And I can thicken it up once I'm happy with it. Building your confidence. Start light. Just like your confidence. Somebody asked, how do you build your confidence? Yeah, you just start off light until you feel it, get it there, and then just slowly, you know, boom, you become bold. The more you practice, like, okay, this is it. Boom, I know that's it. That's it right there. And again, this is a complex drawing. A little bit more of an angle here. I'm going to add a little more of an angle. And trying to see the shape, the height and the width. Again, these are complex. This is not a beginner's drawing, but just do the best you can. Do the best you can. If it doesn't come out, that's okay. What's important is the practice and finding your level. I got this other angle here, and then this other angle where this foot goes right onto that bottom. And then there. Notice how it fits. There. A little bit longer. That's good, right in there. There's that. Our first shape. And this is a really complex shape. It has all kinds of angles and stuff. I don't know how to simplify it anymore. It is a tough drawing. It is a tough drawing. It's really seeing this the shape and how it kind of fits, and that just comes with time. We got the head in here still. Let's get that head in there. Yeah, look back and forth. Look at my drawing. I'm looking too, and I'm seeing actually this drawing is probably a little bit steeper. This angle is a little steeper than it should be. That's okay. Angle does go up a little bit here. So we use wrap to draw to break things down. We look at ratios, which we already did, the height and the width. Then we look at angles. And you almost need to focus on each one till you get good at it. We got angles here. A lot of angles in this bear drawing. And then we've got the muzzle of the bear. And I'm kind of coming out a little bit too far. Got this angle here. Trying to keep that muzzle inside my square here. And there. That muzzle shape. Watch your angles, get that shape. The bottom is pretty straight. Then you have these angles that are kind of almost going in the same direction, this one and this one. And then this one tapers that whole shape a little bit into that muzzle. Then here it goes up, then back, and then changes angle again. And my angles, I feel I'm not doing that great, and that's okay. Sometimes we have off days. I've been drawing and painting for a while. I've been actually painted for an hour doing that painting. If you didn't get to see it, here it is, real quick glimpse of the T-Rex painting. It's still wet, actually. It's still wet a little bit. The video is up. The video is up that I did this part 1. Part 2 I'll do tomorrow and upload that tomorrow to our website, or actually to YouTube. All right, there's an ear in here. Let's get that ear. Let's zoom in so you can see what those shapes kind of look like, what we've got so far. We got the front square, and that's what we've got. And then we've got this ear that kind of goes right at the top of this part right here. And you can see I'm actually going above my square. It should be smaller. So my proportions are off. That's okay. We're close enough. We're close enough where it looks believable. And there's that ear right there. And I'm kind of looking at my proportions and the way it shapes and fits. And it's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. All right, that's good for the front. Let's get to the back. And let's do this. You can see I kind of got that oval shape in there, which is more real but they've actually made it very geometric. They made this, and this was submitted by Ellen. Thank you, Ellen. Oh, speaking of Ellen, she's still submitting stuff. That's awesome. Hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. Thank you for submitting. He's a sweetheart. Yeah. Up north, Oregon. Miss you. All right, here we go. And here's that shape for the body. Bottom part's easy. The angle's straight across. And here, and I can almost see a square right in here. It's if I did get a square, it would actually probably be a little bit lower. It's more of a rectangle, but I do see the square in there. That really helps. Try to see that square, and then that shape really helps with your proportions. Somebody asking about the proportions. So we got that shape in there. And let's get this back shape. You get the back part of the bear coming down at this angle. Watch angles. Watch the shape. Yeah, it's first you study shape, and that's once you get good at shape, the next step is form. Study form, and you use shape to help with your form. And this is intermediate, but it's coming. It's coming. And this whole back leg, it's all one line. They really simplified it into one line that just comes down like that. I'm straightening out the angle. I'm trying to capture the angle. I think the angle should be a little bit more of a slope. See, I'm just fixed it a little bit. That's good. And then from here, bring that angle here, capturing that back leg. Angle coming this way and then coming back. Yes, actually added a little bit more of an angle. Notice how I just fixed that. I'm just looking back and forth. Get this back leg. Yeah, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Is T-Rex watercolor? Oh, great question. No, T-Rex is acrylic. T-Rex was done with acrylic paint, and but I did water it down. I did use water to kind of I use my acrylics like watercolors, and then I put a gel over it, or I put a medium to kind of make it a little more solid, because you do need that binder. When you add water, it does kind of break it up a little bit, depending on how much water you add. But yeah, I do use acrylics like a watercolor. Here we go. This foot does kind of drop down. Great question. It's acrylics, my favorite medium. All right, here we got that back leg that's hidden back here. This back leg is really interesting. Got to have dinner, Josh. All right. Thanks for joining us. All right, this back leg, I kind of like looking at the negative space, which is the space that's in between, and then the positive space at the same time. You kind of almost have to kind of switch back and forth. So I try to see this shape of this whole foot, which is right about there. And then I'm straightening it out, trying to get that angle. See, I actually had a couple misgivings, which is fine till I get the right shape that I'd like. And then you've got that back foot in here, somewhere in there, kind of like that. But I also look at this white space, this white shape, trying to capture that white shape in between. That's it. All right, the drawing is done. There is shading. There's some shading, which is really cool. I like the way it goes from dark. But I'm gonna shade it. It is pixels, I mean, like dots, and that will take a while to do. But what I like about it is that it goes from the dark, and it really shows that it becomes an edge. Somebody's asking about shading, and this is a really nice HB pencil. You can use a regular pencil. Actually, I'll do that with the next part. I'll use this. This is kind of like an H pencil. It says HB. We'll see. It's like a school pencil. Anyways, it goes from dark to light. Now this line that was here becomes an edge. So that actually gets away from being a drawing, more of a rendering. And this whole back part is just shaded in the shade. And it does come out as a gradient. So it goes from dark and it slowly gets lighter as it comes out. And that takes some practice. See, I went dark right there, and then just slowly shading it as it comes out. And what I'm using is I'm just going with a straight line, and I'm actually layering it. I can, you know, get darker with each layer. That's good. Up here again, it's dark right at the edge. Oh, let's use this pencil. See if you can see the difference. This is just an Oreo. I don't even know what this is, like a 5-cent pencil. Nothing really fancy. Nothing fancy. It's not getting as dark, but I can push it, really push it a little bit harder. And then here, this is actually good for the lighter shading. Let's get, now I'm just shading back and forth. There's several ways to shade. One way to shade is just going back and forth like this. And then just slowly building it up. You can keep going back and forth on it. Another one is circles, making little circles to get your shading. But once you have your one layer, then you can see, okay, that's my first layer, my light layer. Then now I can get that gradient, the gradation, where it goes really dark right here. And then it just brings out the light. So from this edge, see, I'm just getting really dark right at that edge, this whole edge right in here, bringing even that darkness down with this edge, and then softening that line. See that line right there, that edge. It's not even a line, it's an edge because it's a shape. And softening it up so it comes out into a form. Let's try to soften this up some more. So you really can't see. So it's a gradual change of value. It's like you're graduating. Some people shade from first grade to 6th grade. You want to get your 2nd grade in there, 3rd grade, 4th grade, slowly change where you can't see it change. Like here, I can see it change. So I want to soften that edge up. So it slowly changes in value. And you can do that with dots. I just add more dots to get it darker. Where you can, just press a little bit darker, harder. See, that was done with this 5-cent pencil. Not even. You don't need fancy tools. When you're learning to draw, it's, the shading, yeah, it helps a little bit. But the drawing part, you could have done with that with a ballpoint pen or whatever you have. Don't let things hold you back. Don't let things hold you back. Don't let things hold you back. And the biggest challenge is ourselves. We hold ourselves back. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. It has to be perfect. So I'm going darker at the top and then just bringing it down and then just lightening it up as it comes down. Bring it out lighter as it comes down. Or you got to go to dinner. I know Josh. Josh has a regiment dinner. He's lucky. Like my daughter would say, oh, you're lucky. She says that. Lucky. All right, let's go back to our other pencil. We're going back and forth. This is an HB. It's a Prang. Yeah, it's Prang. It's a good brand. I think it's a student brand, but it's not bad. They've got, it's definitely a drawing pencil, outline drawing pencil, HB, which is in the middle. H is H is lighter pencil. You don't have to go that light. You can actually just, even with this HB, press really light so you can get really light. You don't really need all those fancy pencils either. And maybe once in your life, buy a set if you're going to do some shading, just so you can get the feel of it. And then that's it. Then you get used to using just a few pencils. But HB is definitely the way to go. You got to get an HB. Those pencils should go through quite a bit. Then you'll get the Bs, really dark pencils. You can get a 6B or 5B or 2B or not 2B. I'll be here all week. No, just tonight. Just tonight, folks. Yeah. Yeah, they're numbered. So the B pencils are the darker pencils. The H are the lighter pencils. The higher the number, the darker or the lighter the pencil. There we go. See, it's going from dark to light. Really good practice getting that gradient, getting from dark to light. There we go. There's a back bar. All right, let's go back to our our other pencil, our school pencil. This is probably the darkest part right in here. Pushing it pretty hard. And then lightening it up. I actually probably can go really light through the whole thing. Just try to get a light shade, erase some of the blocking in that we did, or shade it in. If your blocking in was dark, as right now, I just shaded some of it in. I can shade darker to shade it out, but it would have been better to erase it first, but you can still see them in there a little bit. What happens is once you shade it over like that, it's kind of hard to erase in there, and then it really makes a mess, especially if you went too dark. And they're in there somewhere. Maybe I can clean this up, but they won't show that much. Now here I can see that edge right there. I'm softening it up because it's jumping from second grade to first grade to sixth grade. Got to get those grades in there. Soften this edge up. Slowly, slowly, just bring up the pencil. Not pressing as hard. See, getting rid of that edge. It just got rid of that edge. Really nice and soft. Almost like airbrush. What's really good here is even charcoal. Using charcoal, you get really soft edges. Pastels, they'll give you soft edges. Airbrush. Oh, I came across one of my airbrush pieces. Really old airbrush piece that I was doing of the Lion King in airbrush. Probably in the 90s. It was over 20 years old. Airbrush. All right, there's that. That's with this pencil. Let's go back to our other pencil. Just still shading. It's dark right at the face, right here. This edge right here is really dark. And then I'm just gonna go light all the way. What's really good, why I do this really dark first, because it really breaks down the pencil. Somebody asked, how do you hold the pencil? I'm kind of holding it down at an angle. I'm not going up, especially when I'm trying to get smooth shading. I kind of hold it down at an angle to get that smooth shading. And it works down the pencil too. It gets it to a flat edge. And once I have that flat edge, see, that's why I do this dark part, then I can just really just get this smooth shading, right? Because I'm shading with almost shading like this with my pencil. I'm almost shading like this. If I shade like this, then I'm going to get more lines. But because I wore down the tip, I wore down the tip right in here. I wore the tip down, then it's going to get me smoother shading. And if I do my shading right, just really, it gets really smooth shading. Now I can blend this out. So I can see where it's dark right in here. And here, this is my lighter shading. Bring that shading out. Hey, we're getting a shading lesson. That's great. People keep asking about shading. All this shading stuff is really just icing on the cake. It really doesn't help with the drawing, but it does make your drawing look nicer because it's the icing. It's what we see. You got to get used to you got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, comfortable with just sticks and stuff like that. But there we go. Do the same thing with this ear. It's going from dark to light. Yeah, we're keeping this pencil. That's fine. Dark to light. Really little piece. And then the last one with our school pencil. Dark right at the tip of the nose. And then bring it out light as it comes back. Right in there, we have contrast, the difference. See where it's dark against light. If we have dark against dark, you don't see it. But because it starts off dark, then it comes over here and slowly gets lighter. We have that contrast. But if I were to shade it all dark, then it wouldn't have contrast. It wouldn't pop out. Somebody was asking, how do you make things pop out? There you go. Voila. There's a bear. All right, there's our first drawing of the night. Thank you for joining us. All right, here, let's go to the next drawing. I feel like let's get in the groove. Let's get in the groove. I feel like I'm out of the groove a little bit. Maybe because Alan's not here. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Oh, wow. This is really nice, but the drawing, the anatomy. Oh, Constanza. It's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. It's a great idea. I love this. The picture's a little blurry. So I kind of almost have to make this up, make the anatomy up. And these are blobs. Usually try to make things look good as a silhouette right here. Like these arms are good. This one, you can tell once these, I guess, oh, these are the parents, the roots. Yeah, family is so important in the city. Wow, that's so cool. I love the concept, but it is a little blurry. How are we going to attack this one? Let's see. I like that one. Then we got, what else we got here for tonight? The Eiffel Tower. This is really a tough one too. No need to, I'm sharing this because I don't want to be the only one jealous that my sister is in Paris taking pictures like this. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is, so no need to draw this one, she says. Yeah, it's quite a challenge here. You got perspective and all kinds of lines happening. Structure. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. I like this face. We'll draw this one. And we got another face, that face. Yeah, we'll draw that face. But this one right here, let me see. Maybe we can get another anatomy pictures. Let me see. Let's look for some anatomy silhouettes. Anatomy silhouettes. Silhouettes. Silhouette. HOUTT. There we go. Images. Human body. Body parts. Oh, gosh. There we go. That's a little better. This is actually pretty cool. Let's go back over here. I'm just trying to break down. Oh, you can see this is a 3/4 view. Let's go one leg short, closer, one's further away. This shoulder too. This one's higher, this one's lower. That's pretty cool. That's I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. We're just gonna go ahead and do it. This is a little more, I usually break things down, but these are tough ones tonight, people. You guys are giving me some tough ones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'll copy and paste it, and we're just gonna do it and then see how it turns out. Let's see. We had some new people here tonight too. Yep. I can't wait to, that's what I'm gonna really push on, getting my videos up so I can promote those and be taking some days off. All right, so here we go. We are taking next week off, and then in December we got some days off. Really working on putting these videos together for everybody. Here we go. Let's see. We got here we go. Where's our chat? There we go. Put this in the chat. Oops, wrong picture. Oops. There we go. There we go. Get it in the chat. And I'm gonna freestyle it. We're gonna just do it. We're just gonna do it and see how it turns out. Here we go. I'll stop sharing. Let's just do this. All right, get a fresh sheet of paper. What I like about it though is there's silhouettes. I really like silhouettes, so we can really block them in. I'm gonna block it in. So I'm gonna say here's the male. Looks like a male, and here's the torso. Here's the torso. It's almost square. It's a little bit longer than a square. We can say here's the square, and then it's about this much more. And it is tapered a little bit. And then we've got the head that's going to be on top of that, somewhere in there, an oval shape. And because I know anatomy, I am seeing that this should probably be a little bit higher up. So I'm going to go a little bit more with what I know. Get that oval shape of that head, right? And then we've got the neck. And then we've got the trapezius muscles, which is kind of coming out at an angle. Now, you want to just make this come out just slightly. There we go. And you can actually adjust. I'll just block everything in. And I'm just drawing. I really these are not easy. So if you're brand new, and just do the best you can. All right, so we got one shoulder on this side, another shoulder on this side. That is the deltoid. And we got the biceps kind of coming out here. These arms. see, how's that coming? All right. Now I'm already going into a lot of detail. I really wanted to actually get the both of them in here. Just taper in and then taper out again. Maybe even push it in a little bit more. I'm going to, let's get that other character in here. Other person, the female. I believe it's female. A little bit more of a rounded head because of the hair. It's a great idea, a great concept. Would make a nice painting. I'm actually putting them a little bit closer as well. I got one arm. And then you got the lower arm. Then you've got the hands. The hands down here. And then it just comes down. Try to taper it in. There are proportions. Once we have the size of the head, it's yeah. And actually, probably the head should be a little bit bigger, but according to proportions. We'll play with it because you can add and move stuff around, especially with the silhouette. See, I can make things. I can make the head. I can easily add more to the head. Well, let's block everything in. We've got this other female in here. It goes in and then out. Another arm. Her arm probably a little bit higher. Yeah, just a little bit higher. She is shorter. She's a little bit shorter. Some kind of hairstyle. Yeah, just shade it in. This is a good way of doing kind of like we're adding clay. See, like we start off with a base here, and if you need to go a little bit wider, you can go a little bit wider, add a little bit more to it. It's all going to be shaded in. And get this other arm out, and then it kind of bends, and then the hand, and like a circle shape in there. Right in there. That's good. A little bit more of hips, a little more hips. Then it goes out. This is the cool part where it goes out into like branch roots, the roots of a tree. We have actually some main roots. So as we're going through this, we've got it looks like definitely the main root, this root that kind of comes out right in here. It's the main root. You've got another one right at the edges, these ones that are going out. And then you have two kids. One right about here. Really the shape of the head and then the whole body. These two shapes are the ones that you really need to kind of see in the relationship of them. There's that, and then it goes into, yeah, because the hands actually are really close together. Those are the hands. That's the shape I kind of see there for that one. And then the roots kind of coming out. Especially the outside ones. Spreading your roots, sowing your oats. I don't know what this whole meaning of this, how we're in touch with earth, the ground. And this probably, I don't know, this could be a boy and this could be a girl on this side. I'm not sure. Let's do the little girl here. Or this other figure, a little bit higher up. There's the head. And then here's the torso. The arms are by the side, so it kind of makes it simple. But I see the ratio, this whole, I see these two shapes, the proportions. Once you have one shape, the head, then you have the body, and you can see how it relates to each other. The body's probably twice as long as the head is, 2 units. And then those are the arms, actually, the hands kind of end there. Then you've got that trunk, and then it just kind of goes out. The outer roots are really dark and prominent. The inner roots are here and there, spread out, and not so prominent. There are like, it looks like there's 3 right in here. So I'm getting those 3. And then the roots are all just like little, they kind of like, it's not really clear. It's got a lot of blur. The picture's got a lot of blur in it, but we can add roots right in there. All right, so I'm gonna go with this little character a little more. Now her hair, it looks like she's looking to the side. It looks like I'm just making this up because this is what it looks like to me. It looks like her hair's like this, and she's looking sideways. So and it is not a clear picture, so I'm just saying that's like the bottom of her hair hitting the top of her head here. Now I'm just gonna go from left to right. That's how I usually work. The neck kind of goes there. This is all going to be shaded in. There's the head. I'm happy with that. And this is kind of like a little bit of a side face. Trying to get that shape. It is a complex shape. Wish I could break it down a little better for you. But I'm just getting it. We got some challenging drawings tonight. You're a warrior, sticking it out. That's what it takes. Sometimes it's not easy. It's all good. It's really about the practice. I think, yeah, that's good. That looks good. If you need to go wider, I can add more. If I need to go a little bit further, make those adjustments. But I see the shape here. It looks like there's arms. More of an arm there. It's all a silhouette, so it's all just one solid shape. Not really strong silhouettes. I'd probably, put a little bit more elbow, a little more, I don't know. Like maybe she's got a little shirt on. So just this little, I'm going to add just a little bit of a bump right there where arm would be, or shirt, long sleeve or something. I don't know. This is just my details. Then the roots, get those roots in there. Let's zoom in. Yeah, I really wish I could, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to draw. Just do the best you can. That's all you can do.
It's looking good.
Oh,
Very good.
Thank you. What I'm having trouble is explaining. It's really knowing the anatomy and all this. This is really, it's really not an easy drawing. So I'm kind of like, I try to, even though mine looks decent, I want yours to look good too. When I break things down, I like this was broken down. Even this was kind of hard to break down, but try to explain what I see. And when it comes to anatomy, you have to know, proportions, how big everything is, how certain things that really helps. And it's just practicing it. All these roots kind of going to little smaller, yeah, it's just practice. But thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it. Yeah. But again, you got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable when your drawing's not working, or if things are not like, okay, it's okay. Just it's not coming out the way I like. I'm not going to sign this one, but it's just all just practice. There we go. More roots. Get that bottom. Well, oops, maybe show my roots. All right, let's go back to this other guy. Let me zoom out a little bit. So that's the little person here. Could be a boy or girl, doesn't matter. This one is probably a little bit more. I might have done him a little bit wider than the picture. And that's okay. Where's my, there's my chat. Nobody's chatting it up. All right, let's go ahead and I like the head. It does have a little bit of ears, or I don't know what it has. It has a little bit of, I'll add a little bit of ear, just slightly, a little bit of a ear in there. A little bit of an ear on this side, just slightly. It doesn't have, you don't have to. Somewhere in there. Just want it to be solid. It's all blurry too, so it's really. And there's a neck, and then onto the deltoid. A little bit that angle. This torso, here's our torso. I like that. The arms are really close to the body. Should probably be a little bit. That's good. Just shading it in. After that deltoid, it's kind of straight. It does go a little bit straight. It's really close to the body. That's straight. And then here it widens up. It widens up right at the lower arm. It widens up and then it comes thin. That's how it widens up. Then it comes in at an angle to the hand. Let's see. I'm gonna look at that other picture. See what kind of hands we have here. We have, oh, okay. I don't like any of them. Too many fingers. Oh, that was better. All right, so we'll do the thumb. A little bit of a palm in there, and the thumb coming down, almost like a turkey leg, upside down turkey leg. And then we've got the outside fingers here, kind of coming in, and then bending. Whoa, what was that? All right, I think we got somebody new. I think we got a new person. Welcome. I see 19 now. Somebody fading in and out, maybe. There we go. Make this finger a little bit longer. That looks good. All right. Yeah, definitely need to study anatomy. I've gone over some of this stuff. See, and I can easily just say, hey, go to this video, go to this video. I do have, yeah, everything everywhere. Everything everywhere all at once. All right, here we go. And even if it's not perfect proportions, what's good is the practice. We're just doing it. We're just here practicing. And that arm looks good. Let's get this other arm. It's going to be straight. And again, here, try to get it to be symmetrical on this other side, the upper arm, on the upper part of the lower arm. And then it comes into where my hand is. And we do the same thing for the side. We've got that turkey leg that's upside down, or the thick part of the turkey leg, and then it comes down to the thumb, and like that. That's what it kind of looks like. And then you've got the fingers on the side. See, this palm comes out, and then it goes in to a point right in there like that. There we go. Making it more of a believable hand, silhouettes. There we go. Not too bad. Shading was good on the bear. Shading, I think we rarely talk about shading. And here, this is good shading. This is all just solid shading. I'm using my HB. I can go darker. See, I can go darker. That'll just take more pencil, more time. If I want to go back darker, I can go back into the whole thing. Go with a marker or however. But the way that these roots spread out is kind of interesting. Actually, kind of going out into these roots. It's going from these thick branches, the thick parts, and then it goes into medium-sized parts, the medium parts, and then small capillaries. It's kind of going out like that. Yeah. There's another branch. It's going from thick to thin. Slow gradients. Should connect these. The roots should be connected. A lot of detail here. This will take some time to really get right. I'm just kind of feel like I'm faking some of it. Yeah, there's just a lot of little detail. I'm gonna probably skip some of it. Let's see. Get the feel of it. All right, fall is here. Fall is finally here. I had some rain here today. It's sunny Southern California. Actually, yeah, it was yesterday. Today was actually pretty good. Today was actually not, there wasn't any rain. We're expecting more rain on Saturday. We shall see. Saturday, Friday night to Saturday morning. And then that's it. I don't see any other rain in the forecast for a while. But yeah, try to get these roots, get from thick to thin, and then all these little secondary branches, and then the capillaries in there. Fill them in until you feel it's right. And look back and forth at the picture. You don't have to copy each one. You just want to get the feel of it. You know, the main ones probably want to try to capture, but yeah, like this is like a main one coming out this way, and then it breaks off into other secondary, and then the tertiaries. So there's almost 3 parts. You have the primary, the arteries, then you got the veins, and then the capillaries. There you go. That's what it is. Very similar to plants. We all have cells, plant cells, people cells. There we go. That's looks like, zoom out. That's it right there. Little message. Let's see. Look at that, buddy. Take a little break. 7:34. Yeah. Oh. Zoom recording has been disabled. Yes, I know. All right, so here the hair, we can actually make her hair all kinds of ways. It's just a silhouette too. So it looks like, I don't know, I haven't seen these like Dorothy Hamill cuts, or like hair kind of comes out this way. Maybe push it in and then out again. Kind of like a bell shaped kind of hair. And that all kind of comes down to one solid shape. There we go. Solid shape. I kind of like that better. Then you got the, trying to keep one shape as the trapezium. This muscle here comes out at an angle. Don't want to make her look too muscular. A little more feminine. Where the elbow, you've got that deltoid a little softer, not so pronounced. Thank you for joining us. We're going to draw, actually we'll draw faces next. We're going to be drawing faces. So yes, we're in for quite a challenge tonight. With quite a bit of challenge. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll do the landscape. Yeah, we'll do the landscape. That's not so intimidating. It is work though. It is quite a bit of work. I'll try to simplify it. And then we'll do the portrait. We got yes, we've got a couple of faces, portraits. It starts with the letter L. I can't remember her name. famous person. I'll remember when I see her. Oh yeah, this hand I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I never knew that arms were so long. Yeah, arms are pretty long. Well, then we've got also the we don't have we have the anatomic middle is right in here. Is the anatomic middle. There's a really good video that we did as far as where the face, the body proportions, and I don't have them memorized actually. I should, but I know that it's a half a head here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try attempt to do it, and I don't know where that drawing is. There's a really good video on how long legs are too, because they're anatomic. Okay, let's just go ahead and do it real quick, because I know the anatomic middle usually 8 heads tall. You have the size of your head as one unit. That's 1, 2, 3. Just trying to guess 3, 4. We're gonna have to make the head smaller because 4 is the center. That's our anatomic middle. That's it. And then you have your 1, 2, 3. and four legs here. That's going to be, we're going off. We'll just go off the page. This is going to be real quick. So that's the proportions. You have one head, which looks like it's, and then everything else comes low. So let's see if I can get that. Let's do this really quick. Is it fitting? No, let's zoom out. I'll go back to our other side in a second. So, all right. So let's see how much I remember. It's a good test. You got the neck, and then you've got two heads side by side. That gets you the width of this. You see, this kind of helps get your torso. And then this is the anatomic middle. So this is where the groin area is. And here up to here is where the torso is. Then you have the pelvis. That's the pelvis area. That head right there is the pelvis area. Oh, excuse me, the arms do come down below that just slightly. I'm sorry. You have the legs, which actually start above, but come down here. And then the knees probably right in there, right about. Then we got the last two heads. The legs are pretty long. And this anatomic middle, that's from the top to the bottom, that really helps because the legs are pretty long. Legs are pretty long, and the arms kind of come down to here. That's more accurate. Yeah, it's a little more accurate. So it seems like the arms are long, but yeah, that's how long the arms are. Something like that.
Gladio, is there any difference when you are gonna draw a female versus a male with the number of heads?
Is there a difference?
I learned one time that it was for a female 7.5 heads and for a male 8.
Yes. And that's the general thumb. Okay, let me see. Oh, where's my other book? Yeah, I do have a book where it kind of goes into it. I just had it too. Wasn't prepared for that. But yeah, and it varies too. Some people, some 8 is like almost like a superhero too, and it does change. Yeah. So yeah, 7.5 or even 7 can go for a.
Right.
Let me see. Right now, I'm still reorganizing my room. I just got back from a little trip, so I'm not sure where things are at. But yeah, they do change. They do change.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then there's a lot of in and outs too. So there's the thigh that kind of goes out, and then this goes in and out, and yes, getting that. But that's actually pretty close from memory. You're gonna have to just do the research. Get that. Oh, let's go back here. Let's finish this up. And shade all that in. And even almost make it look like a dress. See, the thing is too, a woman's the head is probably a little bit smaller, which makes everything smaller in proportion too. So yeah, it's just 7.5. But I like 8 because it's really it breaks down easy, even especially when you're first learning. The half is 4, right? And then you have that gets you to the anatomic middle. Knowing those landmarks really helps getting your bodies to proportions, and then you just practice them. And I haven't really practiced them that much. Practice them just enough. Get some more of these It should be going from thick to thin. We're almost done. Probably another 2 minutes on this drawing, and then we'll go to, we'll go to the landscape. Yes, get a little change of pace. We'll go to landscapes, and then we'll go finish up with the portraits. It is close to 8. So yes, that'll take us to 9:30. There we go. All these little capillaries. Again, do the aortic, aorta, I guess the thicker veins, and go from thick to thin. And then you've got the secondary veins, the veins, big veins, and then the last ones are the little capillaries. Little capillaries. Yeah. To get the roots. Yeah. All right. She's almost done. Let's finish up this little boy. I'm not getting everything here. You can take your time on this, and you can actually get lost in this drawing. This is somebody who's asking about meditating. Like, you can think about how just free flowing. Okay, there's the thick parts, getting everything to kind of go and get lost in the drawing. Especially if you're not worried about proportions and different things like that. Once you get into that stuff, you can lose it a little bit. But once you understand it, it's like, okay, you kind of just do it. And you can get lost in your drawings again. Okay, here's the size of the head, here's the body, here's the torso. Those are the 3 main parts. It's the head, the torso, and then the pelvis. Right, those 3, and then the arms and the legs just kind of dangle off of those things. And yeah, anatomy is something you can study for like a whole semester, even years, which I have, and now I just haven't practiced. So connected as well. The roots, looks like there's 2 thick ones there. I'm just giving it a little bit of form here and there, little, doesn't have, since he's a kid, it doesn't have like the muscles here, like you can see on this male. It's a little, but if you know the anatomy, what's underneath, it kind of starts showing through a little bit. Proportions. That looks pretty believable, pretty realistic. Makes it. All right, let's get all these little capillaries and veins, and I think we're done. Call this drawing done for tonight. Love the idea, great idea, especially the city background, right? We kind of lose touch with the earth and living in this concrete jungle, You hear my son out there. And living in this concrete jungle. But yes, we actually, I feel we come from the earth. There we go. Even still, when we eat, everything we eat kind of comes from the earth. Even if it's meat, and the meat eats plants, and plants get their energy from the sun. Gives us energy, life, water, all that's connected. Interesting stuff. All right, there we go. That's it. I like it. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome. Kissy kiss. All right, here we go. Let's do our next one. Let's jump to the next one. Thank you for joining us. Here we go. Let's share my screen. All right, we are going to do this landscape. This landscape's it's got a lot of detail, but it's almost this looks like where we were, my sweetheart and I, where we were just a few days ago. Wow, interesting. All right, cool. So let's see. We've got a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of little detail, but if we really break this down into shapes, let's try to break this down into shapes. Let's annotate. We have our new annotation bar here. Let's use some rectangles. Let's put one big rectangle in there. It's still the same rectangle. That kind of blocks everything where it's going to kind of go. If I click on it, oh no, this one, select one. There we go. Here we go. Here's our middle, and here's our middle. Middle's right here. So I'm going to break this into fourths. Let's break this into fourths. There we go. Break this into fourths. Here we go. Using our line tool. Right in here. This is probably about half right there. Halfway. Everything's in the bottom half. Then I lost my middle. Middle right there. Here we go. Oh, what is this? I don't know. Anyways. All right. Now let's do this other line. Oh, here it is. Right here. This is the middle. There we go. Right there. Oh. Uh-oh. Let me see. I didn't use the line. There we go. Got the line now. Control Z. There we go. The line. There we go. That's close to the middle. Good enough. All right, now we've got this broken down in here. Now there's a lot of little shapes. I mean, this has got a lot of, but you try to see the big shapes first. Really, these big shapes. We've got a big rectangle right in here, a big square. Actually, I would say a big square. See, there's a square right in here. Notice that's kind of like a square right in there. And then you've got another kind of like square right in here. And then it breaks down into smaller shapes. That's kind of like square there. And then this square here, let's do it again. Cooking outside. There we go. Another square right about there. That kind of helps block things in. There's a lot of detail in here. Won't worry about it, but those squares kind of help. All right, let's just do this. Yeah, it has a lot of detail, So hang in there, do the best you can. We're gonna take this on. It's not easy. Here we go. Let's do this. So a screenshot for you. Put it in the chat. Send it to everybody. There we go. Let's take on this challenge. There we go. Yeah, this is a challenge. This is a challenge. We've got challenging drawings tonight. But we're not shying away. We're not shying away. I'm gonna do the best I can. We are breaking it into fourths. That really helps. Use the fourths. We're gonna use the fourths here. So we're just gonna divide our paper in half. Just try to find the middle, eyeballing it, the middle there in half, and then in half again. And then I'll let you go ahead and do that. I do have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Your paper size may vary, so your proportions will change a little bit maybe, but that's not a big deal. It's not like we're doing faces, but this is good. That's it. That kind of blocks everything in. We have one square right about here. Actually, I'll give you a second to finish your 4 squares, your 4 sections, because these are not squares. These are rectangles. All right. No. See you tomorrow. Oh man, we had such a great time. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. All right, so here we go. This square looks like it's pretty no, it's a little lower. It's a little lower. It's not centered, it's almost centered. But look, I'm looking at this distance here and looking at this distance here, right? To get this, once you get one side, then the other side is just a little bit right there, just bringing it down here. So we've got the square right in here, right in there. That's square, same height, same width. This is our first square right in there, and it's a little bit lower than the middle here. This line, it's a little bit drops below. So we have that square right in there. Then we have a smaller square. This actually is broken down into 2 squares, but it's off center. It's probably about right there. And this width here is the same width there. So we have another square here. It's just a smaller square. And then our other square over here, probably maybe a little bigger. And this blocks everything in. This blocks everything in. We have 2 mountain ranges, and then we've got actually 3 mountain ranges. This one behind this cactus. Right in here. This really helps with placement, where things kind of go. This square does drop down a little bit lower. Did I put it in the chat? Oh, I don't think so. I got thrown out. Let me see. Oh, let me stop sharing. There we go. Now you can see it better. Hopefully. Yeah. So we broke it down into fourths. We've got our big square here. And notice how it fits. Notice this negative space as well, this white space around it. Notice this space, that shape here, and then our other square here. Now we've got our 3 squares, and I think we're ready to start. Let me lock this one down. Here we go. There it is. Now, in this space, we got the cactus. I'm going to try to get the cactus in first. We've got this cactus right in here, and it's a bunch of shapes right in here, but it's this bunch of shapes that are like right here in this oval space. And then we've got that cactus that kind of goes up about that high and that thick. Kind of looks like, all right, almost a peace sign with one of the fingers missing, I guess. And then we've got more cactus kind of going that way, and then the whole cactus actually comes down to the bottom of our square there. That's that one cactus. This is that one cactus with a bunch of other little arms coming off of it. Yeah, there's one right in here. But this is the main cactus there. And then that's how it fits in this space. And then we've got this other cactus that's here, right about in here, coming down lower because it's lower in space. It's closer to us. It's smaller though. And then you've got this, yes, right in here. I'm just trying to put in the cactus in that spot. It's got a lot, there's a lot to explain, but it's in there. Do the best you can. But it's right in here. I made an oval to represent where it's gonna kind of go. Then we've got 2 smaller cactus over here. One right in here. You guys pick really challenging drawings. That's good. That's good. That's good. If you're a beginner, just hang in there. Do the best you can. And see how we're doing this and just practice and you'll get there. If you're struggling, that's okay. Just relax, take a deep breath. Sometimes we go through tough times. And just gotta hang tight. Tough times don't last, tough people do. All right, here we go. So that's it. That's everything kind of blocked out. That's everything blocked out. So this is kind of a really good placement of everything. Now it's just breaking it down because these are the big shapes. Now we need to start seeing the smaller shapes, the medium-sized shapes. I wish this was the other way because I want to start here. I usually like starting from left, going left to right. All right, let's go left to right. So in this area, I can already see, looking at the picture, there's like 3 rocks, 3 almost columns. I'm going to just draw them in here. This one kind of comes in like that. There's a big shadow as it kind of comes into this other shape in there. I mean, I'd have to draw more squares to really describe where things are and how things are and what I see. But it's kind of going in this, like right there. In that space. A little bit of shading, a little bit of texture, a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff happening here in these drawings. I did record my painting that I was doing tonight. I did those of you who just came in. It is up. So if you go to absolutebeginner.org, it'll take you to our YouTube site. And then and you can see that video of a painting I did from my nephew. All right, we've got this here, these three rocks, and there's probably more space that goes in here. Kind of should have moved it over a little bit more, but that's okay. See, that's what's cool about landscapes and stuff. You could be off a little bit. You could be off. And this is slightly shaded. There's some shading in here. Look at where there's darkness on one side. This side has just scribbles all over it. It's just shaded with scribbling. And this is all just one shape. This is all dark right here. And then it goes light. Yeah, all this is dark and then it goes light with some texture in here with this mountain as we're going up. So that's the left side. Let me zoom in so you can see what I've got so far and how I've got it. And you can look at your picture and see how it's the same or how it's different. And look at the drawing that's actually there. I'm not copying everything exactly the same. Just getting that in here and getting this part right here, because this is part of that mountain that overlaps this background way in the back. All right, that's that part. Now we're going to get to this big chunk part right here, this big rock right in here. This big rock is broken down. I can see these parts. There's a lot of parts, and I kind of like seeing this whole section of rocks right in there. And then there's like two rocks that are like right in there too. I say rocks, but they're these shapes that kind of like right in there like that. That's what I see. Right, we've got this clump of shapes and then this shape and then that shape. That's what I see. And this is broken down into some more shapes. There's like a whole trunk right in here of shape of that, and it comes down a little bit lower. And then you've got this chunk in here. See, because I can see this big chunk. This big chunk is also broken down into three, kind of like that. And this has a lot of detail. We'd be here all night. This would be the only drawing would do. But I'm just going really quick. You can watch the video tomorrow and get all this detail. Or just take your time. I mean, I go really quickly to try to get more drawings in. I don't know what pace you're at. And you got to find your pace and go at that pace. If I'm going too fast, you know, you just have to watch the video and go slower. Right, and go at your own pace. That's the problem with schools, is that everybody has to go at the same pace. If it's too slow, then you get bored. If it's too fast, you know, you give up. So it's hard to really go at that pace unless you take ownership of your learning. You gotta take ownership. So that's the biggest thing. Not enough people take ownership. Everybody expect things to be done for them. Like, you know, who's going to take care of a house? A renter or an owner, right? If you own the house, you're going to take care of it. Right? It's just too many renters out there. I mean, there's renters that take care of their homes. I'm not going to say they don't, but you know, if you're going to rent a car, you're not going to wash it when you turn it in, most likely. You just you know, just make sure you have insurance and get it back in one piece. All right, now all these little bumps and there's all this little texture and stuff that makes the rocks a rock. I'm not describing it because there's so much, but I kind of got the big shapes in there. There's all kinds of texture. Just need to try to get it in there. There are these dark spots. There's these dark areas right in here. Like right after the second ridge, there's this whole area is in darkness. It really gives it a nice shadow. Ooh, I can show you my picture. I have a picture of one of the mountains that we saw. It's has this kind of shadow. And actually, that's probably better because we're doing a drawing from a drawing. This has a lot of detail. This picture here, let me show you this picture. This picture actually has probably one of my last long distance pictures. This picture actually has better to draw because it's oh, here we go. Let's see, where's it at? There we go. There's the, I know it's right. There it is. Wow, there it is. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can see the light and the dark. It doesn't have a lot of texture. If you look closely, you can see that texture, but look at the shapes. Look at those shapes. So that's what we're doing. Kind of like the dark shape. That's what's going on right here. That's the dark shape right in there. All right. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? This is San Felipe. San Felipe. We drove there. That's like a 9-hour drive from LA. 9 or 10. I can't even remember. This went by so fast. We got lost in the drive, in the yeah, it's beautiful. There we go. All right, so there's a little bit of a light spot right in here in the shade. There's a little bit of a light, and then this darkness around it. See that little dark, that light spot I'm trying to keep. I almost lost it as I was shading. Then looking back and forth. There we go, and then it comes down. This whole dark spot right in here. Yeah, it's a good picture. It's a good example of what we're doing tonight. All these little crevices, all this little detail. There's a lot of little cracks and a lot of little stuff I'm not getting exact. There's a little bit of a ridge here. Here we go, another little thing up on top. Well, here we go. So I have some more darkness. This whole ridge right here. There's this dark ridge. As it comes out this way, it goes thick and then thin and then thick and thin. I don't know, it kind of comes out. It looks like a boot. I'm putting a little bit more of an angle on it, but this whole dark area, and I'm doing it as a dark shape. This is a shape. There's no outline to it. It's rendered. And then there's all this lines and texture. See all this texture? I'm just like scribbling it in. It's just really scribbling. All this scribble. A little bit of a rock. I'm just scribbling. It's coming in. You can see that. So that's looking pretty good. I mean, if you look at it, I am doing it quick. I'm getting the impression of it. I'm not copying every stroke. I'm just copying the major stuff, major shapes. I'm doing it pretty quick. Yeah. Who chose this one? Alan. This is an original Western art pen and ink drawing by Kenneth L. Sawyer. Alan, thank you, Alan. Alan submitted this picture. There we go. Challenging one. And there's just little lines and stuff in here. I'm trying to get, once we have the major parts, I mean, all the detail just, you know, it doesn't, you know, it goes in there, but, you know, it's not as important. It's these big shapes, this whole darkness right in here, this side of this mountain, there's this whole darkness. It's not as dark. Here it's actually a little bit lighter, and I'm just sketching it in. And it's more of a sketch. I don't know, it's more of a sketch. I'm just throwing lines everywhere. Sketching it in. Let me see. Some more of these sketchy lines in here. And then now here, oh yeah, here's some shrubbery. Shrubbery, charcuterie. It's just scribbles. Watch, I'm just gonna scribble this in. Scribble this mound of little, look, it's just scribbled in. So I'm just scribbling it in. Look, I'm gonna zoom. Oh, it's too late. I have the rest of it, I guess. Yeah, because it's like this triangle shape, but it's scribbled in. See, it's almost getting the texture. I'm just like doing little circles, scribbles. See, and then it comes out here. Scribbling it in. See, it's just scribbling it in. It's all just scribbles. Trying to get it to look like I see it. And so there's that scribble there, and then here, back here. And then here it goes behind the cactus, behind this cactus. So the cactus goes in front. So I've got to make sure that cactus is right there, making that space for that cactus. And then it continues with the scribbles, moving the cactus over. And then there's a little baby cactus in here, really small. And let's see. It kind of looks like a fork. It's like a little fork. A little bit of shadow, a little bit of stuff here and there. It's really small. And then here it goes, some more scribbling. The bottom's kind of flat. The top is it does have a little bit more like a cloud feel to it. We're gonna go past our middle just a little bit as it comes there. There it is. That's not too bad. All right. Just hopefully don't get to Tucson too late. Tucson, too late. Looks like Tucson, Arizona. All right, let's get this little, I got this little cactus in. I'm trying to get this other cactus in here. All right, so this other cactus, you can see that main arm right up there. All right, we got quite a few people. Let's see, how many sketches do you draw before the final drawing? Wow, how many sketches? I try to do, okay, so I try to do the papa shapes, the big shapes. That's the papa shapes. That's, you have to have the blocking in. Those are the big shapes, you know, the big shapes, how everything goes. Then you have the middle size shapes, like the middle size shapes. And then you have the detail shapes. So you want, I probably go at about three shapes, 3 drawings. And then once I have those 3 shapes, the papa shapes, the mama shapes, and the kind of baby shapes, then and I kind of get a feel of where they're at. And then I start finalizing. You can see me finalizing everything, where everything kind of, I'm going darker. I can actually put a little more mama shapes and baby shapes in here. Like I can see where this cactus is really lightly. I'm kind of happy with that. Then I can go darker with it. Go around to here. This has one arm up. And then there's another little arm there. That was overlapping a little bit. Oh no, this other one overlaps. And you have one in the middle. And then one side is darker. One side is darker. One side is darker on all this cactus. The light's coming from the right. The light's coming from the right. And try to get the form of it. Not just a drawing. There's form in here and shadows. Put some shadows in here, a little bit of shadows underneath. Because as it comes in, shadows with the shading. I kind of almost have to zoom in because it is really small detail. I'm kind of just doing on the fly. Another little arm coming up. Yeah. That's good. And then all this other little detail. There's a lot of little lines and just trying to get the right angles for them. All this detail, scratch marks on top of this. Let's see. Putting them really quick, some where it's darker. Kind of almost squinting my eyes, seeing, okay, there's more little details in here. All right, let's see. Let's zoom out. There we go. That's it. Yeah, it's a sketch. Drawing this from life would be fun. Looking at it and trying to draw it. All right, here we go. Let's continue. All right, we're done. We're halfway there. We're just getting that halfway part. So here's the top of the mountain. Actually, looks like there's some darkness up on top. Could be some trees, or I don't know, could be some vegetation up on top, but it does help show that edge. And then it drops. And then you can see kind of all these rocks in here. As it connects, there's almost like this big rock right in here connecting everything together. And get to Tucson, Tulane. There we go. All right, let's get to this next square right in here. Looks like there's let's see, these are the mama shapes, right? This is the papa shape, the big shape. And then here I'm seeing this mama shape, but there's baby shapes in there too. But I see this big mama shape and this other mama shape, like right in there. It's like two shapes, two shapes. And then this one is broken down into 3. So it's broken down into 3. 1, 2, and then 3. Let's see, 3. So it helps keep that form of that big shape. And then here, this one kind of comes out this way with 2. And my red lines kind of don't help. Let me move that picture and see. Yeah, feel free to put stuff in the, yeah, there we go. Oh, what is that noise? I think somebody drops there. Oh, I don't know what that is. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's see. All right, so we got some portraits we're going to do next. We got a couple of portraits. Looks like there's some light, well, some shadows on the kind of facing the left side. All right, so I've got these bumps. Let's try to get it a little more accurate because they're looking like clouds. I'm going to make them a little more angular. Just kind of a little more angles. Like this one is especially, like this one right here. Right in, let me see, can you see? Let me zoom in. Right in here in that, there we go, that area. They're too rounded. So I'm going to put a little more angles to it. I'm going to straighten it out and then let's bring it down. And then this one can come down and up. See, I kind of like that to them. Then there's a little bit of shadows underneath. There's a shadow like right in here, a little bit of a shadow right there. And then a little bit of shadow on this side. And then a little bit of shadow coming down off of this side. It's on the left side because I did say like here with this one, the light's coming this way. The light's coming from the right side to the left. The light's coming that way. So yeah, it is kind of suggested here and there. There's another rock like right in there. Then getting this whole thing to look like one piece, that's a whole other challenge. As I scribble some of this texture, this dark area in between, not as dark as that. It's a little bit lighter, but there's this whole dark area in here as it comes down. And then there's rocks that kind of break this area out that way. All right, let's get this cactus in here. So I like going from front to back as well. So let's get this front cactus in here. We've already got this main cactus right in here, just like that one. This is the main cactus that's going to go in here. Let's get that main cactus. That's the main cactus. And then you've got 2 on the left that kind of overlap. All right, so take a look at it and see how it looks on my camera. We've got our main one. This is our main one. And then we got the 2 on the left. We got the first one, which is on top, kind of coming up and then overlaps our main. This overlaps everything. It's this one that kind of overlaps there. And then there's another one right behind it. Right there, just like that. Like that. There we go. And it almost looks like one piece, especially all of the texture on it. I mean, it has all these cactus lines. One of the restaurants we ate at had cactus paintings on the walls. That was actually pretty cool. Really nice greens. Kind of the same green I was using for this painting. Just this green, really deep green. Raw. Yeah, so you see this video, you can see the video. It is up on YouTube right now. And then the other video, the part 2 will be tomorrow. I'll finish painting it in the morning. And then put that video up. All right, where this cactus? There we go. And getting the form of it, because it's not just a cylinder, or you know, it does have its ins and outs. I mean, there's like little bumps and little imperfections, just little things that go in and out. Like this is, I have it like going solid, but it actually does go in and out. I can kind of go over it again, a little bit in and out. These are the baby shapes now. You can see like this little detail. Now I can do the detail and like these little bumps. And that detail, yeah, it makes it a little more real. Especially if it has the framework underneath it or on top of it or there. This other these shapes. See that shape right there? And then it goes dark. This is dark underneath, giving it some form. This is where you need to study form. You need to study the forms. The 5 basic forms. You have a cylinder, which that's what this is, a cylinder, and how it's shaded. Not just practice drawing it, but how it's shaded. And those lessons here will help getting your drawings more believable. This has a lot of grass and stuff. This is closer, so we're getting actually a lot more detail here. You can actually see the grass at this level down here. I'm looking at the grass and I can see the grass. Like back here, it's scribbles, and then up here, more detail because it's closer and it's lower, right? Things that are closer are lower, usually. Higher up, things get further back, even just a little bit as we go back this way, things get further back. There's actually another little plant like right in here, all this little detail. And then different, here's a shrub, but it's a little bit more open in our scribbling, kind of like this, like in this area. The thickness of this cactus. We're almost there. Draw the face and then we're done tonight. We've got a face to do. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, all this detail. These cactus have a lot of lines, a lot of little lines in there. If you can get them, great. If not, it's okay. Just get the feel of them. There's a lot of lines in the cactus. Yeah, don't go by my drawing. My drawing is just to help you get started. You can look at the actual picture image and get more accurate or less accurate, because it depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it, how much of a battle you want. Good thing you're trying. That's the first step. You can go back and watch the video and try it again. Maybe even add color or add, I don't know. It's all up to you. You're the master of your destiny. You set sail. You do, you do you. This actually this little plant here is actually covering up that. And then there's a signature there. Kenneth Sawyer. I think it's just yeah, KL Sawyer is the signature. Kenneth L. Sawyer. Thank you, Ellen. Let's take a little break, a little stretch. Done with that cactus. Let's get with this cactus here, understanding design. This cactus here is almost in the thirds. Nah, it's not really thirds, but it is, it's the biggest thing. And it is the, I guess, a point of interest, because the point of interest, really the big point of interest is this mountain range right in here, this big square. And then the second one is balanced out with this cactus on this side. So this is actually probably the primary, the main focal point, this mountain here. And then we're kind of brought back with this big cactus here. And then these little cactus bring us back to our main focal point in design. Really think about, as an artist, how things kind of flow, how things, where you want your people, your audience, your viewer to look. Okay, so this big main cactus here is probably the secondary point of interest. All right, we have a range that's behind there. The range kind of comes up a little bit at a slight angle and then comes down like this, like right in here. And that's kind of like the big points. And there's a lot of little angles in it, but it kind of goes in there like that back there. There's that mountain range continues as it goes off the page. All right. Okay, so that's the background. And then all kinds of rocks. But I'm going to focus. My focus right now is going to be this cactus. And we're almost done. We're almost done. Let's get this cactus done. So we've got the main cactus, which actually kind of breaks down right there and kind of comes in. I am missing there's a lot of detail in here. I am just really just, you know, we can actually get in there and get all that detail, especially with this cactus here. But I'm not getting it's closer to that right there. What that is right there. Let's block it in first though. I'm going out of order. So we got our big shape here. Let's get these big shapes here. I can clump them in. There's 3 going this way. 3 going this way in that area. And then we got another 3 or 4 on this side in that area, right? So let's start breaking it down. We got 2 that are here. These 2. This main one on top. Right in there. Kind of going in there like that. I'm kind of going behind that's actually behind. That's cool. And then this one's behind that one, probably up a little bit higher and bigger. Right in there. And yeah. There it is. And I think I have a picture similar to this. I think I did take a picture. Oh, I'm thinking of it right now. It just came into my head. I know I did take a picture. In my pictures, let's take a look on my little trip here. I know there is. I know there is. I can bet on it. Let's see. Oh, baby. Pages. There we go. I know I took a picture of a cactus. There is one here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Ah, there they are. I knew it. Look at that. Very similar to, I'm telling you, to what we have here. But yeah, look at that cactus. It's the light makes it one piece. But look at the patterns of light and dark on those rocks. On this cactus. Oops. The price of gas. Oh yeah, look at that one. Very similar to what we're drawing tonight. Look at these shrubs. Wow, look at that. Look at those rocks. Yeah, actually, look at that would be fun. Look at all these shapes, breaking this down. The big shapes, small shapes, lights, darks. Yeah, that would be cool. Wow. Very similar. Yeah. Yep.
Nice pictures.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a wonderful trip. Yeah. Look at that. All right, we have this cactus here. This arm is actually going over. It overlaps this one here. This goes under, and then this arm kind of. Let me zoom in. And this one, and knowing form. This is a cylinder with a little bit of a band in it. The cylinder shape, and it's a roundedness. That rounded top is just a sphere. That's what this complex shape is. Like a hot dog. But getting this turn right is important. That's attached there. And then it's, you know, the edges are all squiggling. They're the squiggling. There's a little bit of a squiggle. Look at the drawing. Look at the drawing. And then there's shadow underneath. This shadow. A little bit of shadow. And then the texture of the cactus. Same thing with this. This has actually a lot of shadow texture. This is dark. This background kind of, there we go, pushes this back. This cactus here, a lot of little lines in it. Like that. See those three right there. And then underneath this, dark again underneath this part of the cactus because of the shadow. Bring those cactus lines. A lot of cactus lines. Oh, there's a little bit of an arm on this one. A little bit of a bump. Kind of sticking out just slightly. And it's attached, kind of like that. Go. Notice the ins and outs. Notice how this goes in front, this goes behind. How it's just these little things that really just there we go. Outline it. This roundedness at the top, and then it just wiggles, like almost like you have. Yeah. There we go. So if you don't have a steady hand, that's good. You can just get that line on there. You're hanging in there, great. We got 15 of you hanging in there, 14. These drawings tonight were not easy. So getting that texture on there, trying to get a dark side. The dark side, the left side is dark because again, the light's coming from the right. So just get a little bit of dark on the left side where the shadow is, and the side is a little bit darker. And then just getting that texture of the cactus. Almost done. There's another little branch up here, right in there. I didn't draw it in there, but drawing it in now. Right in there, adding it. A little bit of shadow underneath on the right side. And then here we go with this one more branch up in here. Right there. Yeah, what's really sells it is these lines and getting the spacing right. Like here, there's a space, there's a big gap. I can put a line right in the middle of that to close it up. Try to get that spacing right. There's a lot of little things that make this drawing quite a bit of a challenge. A little more shading there, push that back. There we go. There's that cactus. It still continues here. So I'm going to continue these lines underneath it. There we go. And it kind of hides behind the shrubbery back here. It's like shrubs that are lighter. All right. All I need is this back mountain back here. Let's do this back mountain, some lines. It's going to be pretty quick. Kind of goes straight across right in here. Oh, that's probably, yeah. I'm missing some. And I'm just going up and down. This is where that blind contour really helps, doing that blind contour exercise, because I'm just kind of doing it right in there. A little bit of a darkness, a little bit of a darkness, a little bit of a darkness, right in there, right in there. There we go. And then right in here, a little bit of a darkness here and here, a little bit of a shrub. I don't know what that is. Kind of continues from that back in here. Notice I'm just scribbling it in. I'm getting the shape, the size, and that's it. Pretty quick. It might take you longer. It might take you a really long time, and that's okay. And there is more detail. If I look carefully, I can see like a lot of things that I'm missing, a lot of little, I can go back in here, but that's the main parts. I mean, this, if you show this to somebody, they'll be, oh, wow, it's pretty nice. But I know what it's missing. I know what it has. It's just a sketch. Again, it's just a sketch. Just practice. That's what's important. Thank you for joining us. One more drawing to do. Oh no, there's two more faces. We got two more faces. Uh-oh. Am I? Okay, good. Thought I was sharing my screen. There, now I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we just finished that drawing. Here we go. Let's go with our next one. That was just no need for drawing in FD. And then we've got our two faces. We've got our expression face, and then we've got Sophia Loren. That's Sophia Loren. That's who it is. Yeah, wow. All right, here we go. That's going to be a challenge. We'll do the best we can. Again, we're off taking challenges. Here we go. Let's do this face. I can see the ratios. There's a lot of little details. I'm just going to sketch it in. Again, we're just sketching. There's a lot to drawing faces. There is a lot to drawing faces. So let's see. I'm going to, let's see something in the chat. All right. You're welcome. Learned a lot and practice. Join again later. All right. Thank you for joining us. My niece Juliet was there with me tonight. She did a great job on the bear shading. Oh, awesome. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Share, look at that. That's great. Great. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Good to see work. If you want to post work and share, you can post work. I'll share it. Great job. Look at that. Wow, your shading's smoother than mine. All right, let's do this. All about the practice. Okay, so with this face, wow. Okay, let's just do this. I'm gonna let's do our annotation. Here we go. I'm gonna use the rectangle here. Even though the head's kind of like a circle shape, but we can use this to kind of give us our center. Watch, there's the head, and then I'll select it. Bam, and there's the middle. There's the middle. The middle eyes are usually in the middle, but this face is different. So we use this as a guide, and that's good. The eyes are actually above the middle. Let's draw a line there. Right where the ears are. Right where the ears are. And that's a good place to know that right where the ears are is where you could be looking up. And the ears are actually yeah, you could be looking up. These things change with angles and with different things. Well, let me find the center for the top right in there. Yeah, right at the top, right at the bottom. All right. I'd probably say right in there. Bam, there it is. That kind of breaks it down, helps with the drawing. I should have made it bigger. Yeah, we're just looking at this little small part. All right, let's just go ahead and, oh, we got 2 new messages. All right. See you tomorrow. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's see. Let's get this. Yeah, it was quite a challenge tonight. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it was a bit of a challenge. Now I can see here, look at, I can actually get this shape right in here. That's my annotation shapes. There we go. I can get, let's get this square, this rectangle. Right in there, that size. And we can use that to compare. So we're going to use that to compare where it goes. See, we got this shape right in here. And we bring that down, and there it is. That's going to be a little bit more than half that size for this torso. Probably well, that torso part. All right, well, I already put it in the chat, so let's stop sharing. Let's draw this out. We'll just sketch it really quick. All right. All right, so getting that shape of that, because it's really not a square, it's a rectangle. Let's see. Where's my, where am I at? All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to try to get that ratio. The ratio is, what is that? It's usually 1.5. If we've got a square, and it's usually like 1.5 times tall as it is wide. So that's what it looks like as far as the ratio. I didn't check. I should have checked that. But 1.5. Okay, so if we were to do that, let's say this is my square, get the half of that comes down here. So that's what it looks like. 1.5 by, yeah, 1 by 1.5. So this is our 1, and then the height is 1.5. Then we break that into fourths. I'm using my school pencil here. We'll do this really quick. Oh, I'm drawing kind of small. Yeah, it's all right. Let's just continue with it. And then half again, right in there. So there's my 2 rectangles. And this is a great expression. I love this expression. Then we're getting this here, this size from here to here, and then actually goes a little bit further out. So we know that the torso here comes out this much right there, and plus a little bit more. So all the way to the bottom of my paper. And then we've got, let's go ahead and start doing this. The nose is going to kind of be in that spot. We have an eye right in that spot, another eye right in that spot. I'm just blocking it in. I really am just blocking where things go. The head is really rounded at the top and goes off the edge, really rounded. Now, what's crazy is that I know that this is gonna it's yeah, this is like depending on your just your experience, it's how it'll look. But there's a lot to this face, and we'll just get the expression. It's actually pretty neat. And then this mouth parts, and then the oh, which is the lip. That's interesting. I will say that part is that lip. We'll see that is, and then it's got a big bottom lip like that. That's the center of the mouth. Looks like a ribbon. Looks like one big, like a ribbon. There we go. Then you got the chin down here. And then, well, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. I'm right there. See, I'm not worried about all the detail. I'm not worried about all the detail. I'm just worried about how it all fits, the big shapes. See, there's a lot of detail in there. I know the nose is going to be there. And that, and then the neck. And I would break this down more. I mean, this is we're really doing some tough drawings tonight. This ear fits right in here, that halfway point down to here. Probably this other halfway point from this middle to this fourth. That ear is in there, and then this ear, same from here to right about there. All right, and the head is rounded. There we go. That looks pretty good. I think that looks it. A lot of students always have trouble with the thickness of the neck. They either put like the head on a stick, or got to watch out for that and how it kind of comes out. You've got these. This is the sternocleidomastoid, that muscle that holds the head up. And then you got the trapezium. The trapezium comes out from behind. That's that shoulder muscle. It's called a trapezium. And then it comes down to here, comes down here to that, this right here. Actually, this is the clavicle. This muscle is actually kind of showing through a little bit in the sculpture. You can kind of see it in there. This is that muscle that kind of goes in here. It's kind of like a V shape. This is that sternocleidomastoid, that one right there. It's in there. But it's kind of like suggested almost. There we go. And then it kind of curves in. And it goes out and then curves in. Oops. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Franz Xavier Messerschmitt. Tete de Charakter. That's something of a character. All right. Okay. Now we can go ahead and start doing all the detail. I can do all the all the stuff that goes in there. I can start breaking this down. This was really important. This the middle part of the eye, this angle, kind of goes that middle part of that eye, and then this middle part of that eye kind of I usually kind of see it kind of coming together a little bit like that. That's where the center of our eye and everything else kind of goes into it. Our nostrils here, I can actually see them as one piece coming down and around right in there. All right, let's zoom in. Let's get all this detail in here. This crazy expression on this face. This is amazing. All right, so we've got yeah, the spacing and all this stuff. This is again more of advanced. Faces are tough. Faces are tough. This is more advanced. The proportions of a face I've gone over quite a few times. You'd have to watch that video. You'd have to kind of go through all that stuff. This is why I want to get those videos out and kind of like, because I'm find myself repeating a lot. So I can have those videos out and tell you just where to go and what to do. And then you do that, and then we can do this stuff. And I can actually say, okay, you've gone through the program, and I can actually focus on actually spending more time on like, okay, let's do this. Let's really focus on what you want to learn. Because there's a lot here. There's a lot going on here as far as light and shadow. And this is a sculpture. This is a sculpture. So I don't know what you're trying to And that's going to be my next question. Why do you want to learn to draw? What is it you want to do with your drawing skill? Right now, I have a question on what's challenging you, but what's your why? What is your why? Once you have your why, then your whys will get you through the hard parts. Once you know why you're drawing, like right now, I'm doing this. I'm just starting to already do the shading in here, and this is a shadow or a core shadow right in there, and has a little bit of a highlight underneath it. And then there's wrinkles. This expression, it's almost like a sour face. Sour face. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this face. I'm just sketching it in. Do the best you can. Do the best you can. Yeah. It's a sour face, getting these wrinkles and the shading too, the way it's shaded. Go ahead. I'm shading in mass tones. Yeah, just follow along. Just do the best you can. Because I am, yeah, it'll look different. Yeah, I am. There's a lot going on here. See, like here, I'm shading this a little bit lighter. This is darker. This whole spot, and I left that light. So I'm just almost squinting my eyes and seeing lights and darks, getting that shadow, the whole thing in the middle, whole space. Yeah, I'm just sketching. Hopefully, you're just sketching along, listening, doing it for fun. All right, there is a little bit of a crease here. Oh, there's a name for this muscle. Everything has a name, but this kind of coming down, this he's wincing. This muscle, it's really cool how the way it overlaps and kind of comes down. And these bean shapes, there's kind of like these bean shapes with shading in the middle, like a little bit of a core shadow, and then lights and darks above and below. Like this bean shape is that. And then the wrinkles, these crow's feet that kind of come out around here, and the way they curve out and about, they kind of curve out and about like this, out and around. Yeah, I'm not worried too much about accuracy. You can see what I focus on. I can focus on shapes, and I focus on values, how light and how dark things are. Certain things I try to capture. There's a lot of things I'm trying to capture, the medium-sized shapes. Other stuff I can just shade out. There's all these wrinkles in here, but I try to capture the main shapes or forms that are in there. And then the nose, let's see, it kind of goes in, and then it goes out. And let me see. Yeah, and because it's a sculpture, there's a lot of stuff going on with the shadings and lights and darks and highlights. All right, let's get these nostrils in here. That'll help a lot. So yeah, sometimes we do our nostrils too much, but let's got one nostril here, and it flows into the other one on this side. Notice I did leave that space, but it kind of has that shape there. And then we've got the outer nostril that kind of comes around right in there. Now there's a shape. I'm not just doing a line, I'm doing a shape. And let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Zoom in a little more on the nose. Look at those eyes. And I'm just suggesting it. And that's that nostril part on that side. The nose does come to a point, and I'm just going to shade almost like this point, because that's what I see. There's highlights and other stuff in there I'm not going to capture, but the nose kind of comes to a point there. And there is a little bit of shape on the outside. A little bit of shading as it comes around. And then it's outlined right in there. Yeah, it's really complex trying to capture this form, but I'm seeing these parts of that nose. And then all this is, I can add a little bit of shade all underneath it. You see really light shade underneath. This whole thing should be darker. And build up my shadows. And then we got that part of the nose. Making a little bit of a wrinkle in here, right in there, 2 little wrinkles. And then all this shading on the side of the nose. All this is going to be shaded. Side of the nose, that helps the nose pop a little bit. Just add a little bit of shading because the nose is lighter underneath there. And this continues. This continues down the mouth, the wrinkles. It's a great wince. I don't know what's the story behind this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the mouth that I'm doing. There we go. There's these cheekbones, not cheekbones. Yeah, well, there's cheekbones right in here. And then it kind of curves right in here. And then the side of the face as well. Here, this jaw. Get a little bit of a jaw and then it curves down. But you get these shapes that kind of go round in here. And this goes around here. And then all this, I'm going to just put a quick shade like right in the middle of it. Right in the middle. See, I'm doing it right in the middle, leaving the 2 sides kind of, leaving light on both sides. Because that's what it kind of has. It has this. It has this. And it has this here. And I'm just going to shade it. Look at, I have these 3 lines right in here. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to shade like right down the middle, like right in here. This massive, but I'm leaving the sides kind of light. See, I'm shading down this middle. See, and then that it's kind of like bouncing light or reflected light. I'm just leaving it there. Give that illusion. And then all this bottom, I'm going to shade again as well. All this whole bottom lip. All this whole area, shade that. And there's a lot of little nuances and stuff. You can spend a lot of time just looking at the lights and darks. And here I can go a little bit darker. But I'm just capturing a sketch of it. I'm not getting all the detail. I'm not worried about it. Because I kind of blocked it all in. Kind of got the major parts of it where kind of things go. And then just putting things in. The inner ear, really don't see much. Just darks and maybe a little bit of light spot right there. Here there's lights and darks. There's a little bit the inner, like a shell. Going in and out and little darks and lights. And then dark spot right in there. And there we go. And let's get this jaw. Get that jaw in there. Then I can actually put a little bit, ooh, look at this. What I'm going to do. I'm going to do some, again, I'll zoom out. Yeah, you take a look at that face. It's really close, really similar. Very close and just really quickly. I'm just sketching it. It's just a sketch. I'm not capturing everything. I captured the major stuff with the blocked in that we did. There's more little wrinkles and stuff in there I can kind of, put in as I'm shading in here. Because it's metal or something, there's lights and darks and all kinds of stuff happening in here too. There's actually a little more dark there. All right, now what I'm talking about is here. There's this whole dark area in here, and this goes dark. I'm going to do this like triangle of darkness. The triangle of darkness. It's right in here, but it's not all the way to the edge. I'm leaving that little bit of an edge because there's a lot of reflection. There's a lot of, because of the material. It kind of comes out like this triangle of darkness that kind of comes in here, but it's soft because it's so rounded. I'm doing it. It's soft, but it's kind of like this triangle that kind of comes down in here and opens up and does go out in the shading. It does go out soft. So if we let's see, get a little bit of soft shading everywhere and then blend it out into that shading. All this in here too, I would probably do all this middle part soft shading through this whole thing, because there's really, all this neck area is actually dark. And there's no real highlights in here. We can just go darker. We can just go darker, like here in the center. There's where that Adam's apple is. Now, don't leave a spot. It is soft. I kind of see people always do spots, but I'm softening it up, softening it. It's really soft. It's really soft, and there's other soft, dark edges, soft, darknesses, like very subtle, very subtle, very subtle. The thing is that people see something and they don't see, they see it, but they don't see how subtle it is or how it blends or those little nuances. That's what's going to make your drawing more realistic. It's how it blends and how it kind of goes. These little nuances and how nuanced they are. A lot of people exaggerate, blow things out of proportion. They see something or they get hurt and they think it's worse than it is. Don't exaggerate. Try to learn to see how things are. Yeah, that's a big thing, you know. Anthony Robbins says that. He says there's no weeds, there's no weeds. You got to see the way things are, not worse than they are, because sometimes we see things and we think they're worse than they are. That news will do that to you. But there's a lot of lights and darks and a lot of little nuances that I have going on in that the neck. It's not just, you know, looks like a W here. Yeah, actually, I can kind of see that as a W. It actually even goes even darker right in there. I can actually go darker. See, as I'm building up my darkness, it kind of almost looks like if I'm looking at it, well, I can even see like these are eyes in here. As I'm looking at the original, I can go a little bit darker. This pencil is probably as dark as it goes. I'd have to grab another pencil. But I'm looking to see where the lights and the darks are. And all that stuff. Let me shade all this down. And then let's take a look at it. And there it is. There's our face. Look at that. I can go in with more detail and stuff. There is more detail. There's a lot more. There's more little dark shadows and dark. I mean, this would be fun. That is fun to take a little more time and go in there and get a little more accurate. A little more darker in the middle, like in here in the center. A little darker. See that little bit of darkness, and then a little bit of darkness down at the bottom underneath this. This pushes this whole lip down, soften this edge up. I'm softening it up, softening it up, softening. It's not a mustache. It's just the lip going in. And if it's soft enough, it'll look like it's a lip going in, not a mustache. I can get a little more accurate. I'd have to go in there and really look and see and get a little bit darker, maybe in here on this side. Really build up my shadows and darks and lights and more detail. That's pretty good. All right, let's see. Anything new in the chat? Nope, nothing new. All right, let's go to our next drawing. Nine hardcore heroes. Hanging in there. Some people got intimidated. But yeah, this is where we get intimidated because Sophia Loren, oh wow, she, you know, like who's that supposed to be? It's Sophia Loren. When you're trying to do somebody that is actually known, like who's that? It's hard. It's hard. All right, let's just do it. Should we take a break? It's already all right. We're good on time. Really good on time. All right, let's do Sophia Loren. Let's do Sophia Loren. So many. All right, let's see. We don't have her full face. So usually eyes are in the center of the face, which is really interesting. And then she's got a lot of her makeup, a really interesting makeup. Well, let's break this down though. Let's break it down. Where's my annotation tools? Here we are, our new annotation tools. Funny stamp. Oh, all these are stamps. What's this? Let's explore. Oh, spotlight, spotlight. How does that work? Spotlight. Oh, I guess. I don't know what that means. Maybe it'll show up in the video. Spotlight. Huh. Oh, arrow. See this eye? All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just, sorry, playing with the tools. That's how you learn. You play. It's really just play. Everything's just play. All right, here we go. That's why I love games. Games are great. Playing games. All right, here we go. Let's see. We got our square here. This is a perfect square. We'll go here, see what comes out, because really don't see a lot of the things I use for proportions. And I don't like that. Let me see. I can break the square into parts, but usually it's like, let's see if this is where was the middle. Bring this up. Oh no, right there. This is the middle. Then this would be the top, right in there. That would be the top. That would be the top of her head. Probably have hair coming over it still too, but that would be the top without hair. And then we've got the eyes. But we're not doing all that. We're gonna just focus in here. There, let's break that into fourths. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. You can see the half right in here, the half of the eye, then the half in there. What's great is she's got a really symmetrical face. It's very symmetrical, and that's what they say beauty. One of the things of beauty is symmetry. And I think I saw it right in here. That center line right in there. Definitely our middle line in there. That's about right. If anything, this would be a good just exercise in drawing. Yeah. Okay, I nailed the middle. This middle though is not. Needs to be moved over. Oh, it disappeared. When I click back though, there it is. That one. That one. Yeah, it disappears. I click on that. That disappears. Great. Well, we know that it's a little more to the right, but that's actually really close to like the visual center. Visual center, but it should be a little closer to the right. What else should we point out? Well, let's point out this is the center of the eye. And this is what we use to find how far the mouth is. You can see that center of the eye to the mouth, center of the eye to the mouth. That, you know, just a little bit smaller, a little more petite. And then what else do we use? We use here's the middle of the mouth here to that, and her chin. Actually, this is oh, here's the nose, bottom of the nose. Yeah, right in there. Oh, the center of the eyes. That's what we use for the width of the nose. It's a little bit wider. Go from the center and then that eye part right in there. Oh, it's right there. A little bit wider on the left. And then the space of the eyes, the space between the eyes is usually the eye space. So we have that eye space right in there. That's oops, it disappears. Ah, I did move it. There it is. I am moving it. Huh. Click out. Oh yeah, it does move. So if we did grab that and move it a little bit, let's see, did it move? I think it did. Huh. Okay, so you can see the eye space. The eye space, there's 3 eye spaces. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to move it. I'll try and move it right over there. Oh, did it move? Yeah, it did move. Up a little bit higher. Yeah, see the side of her face goes out a little bit more. This is actually, she has less than an eye space on the sides. All right, let's go ahead and just use that as a guide, which isn't much of a guide. But we'll do what we can. We've been struggling all night. This is our last drawing. We'll do the best we can. If it looks like a person, that's great. If it looks like her, even greater. But we shall take on the challenge. That's what it's about, taking on challenges. So let's do this. Let's screenshot it. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? Yeah, let's just do this. All right. Enough chit chat. Good. All right, here we go. There it is. Capture. Because there's no real squares. There's no real squares. Let me see. Where do I see a square? Huh. Well, actually, let's see if we can get a square in there to help. Let's get. I'm going to see if I can get a square. You got to get a square in there. Let me see. Oops. Where's here it is, my annotation tools. Let's see if we can get a square in here. That square, because a square is known. It is known. So usually the top of the eyebrows. Let me see if we can get the top of the eyebrows. That's what I use. Top of the eyebrows. Ah, that's it right there. The top of the eyebrows. That's it. That's our square. Let's find the center of that. That's right here, where the nose is. All right. Ooh, that's it. That's it. That's going to help a lot. That's going to help a lot. I should probably even reshoot this again. Right. Let's do one more line, and then I'll repost it with this new updated. Oh, that's it. That's it right there. That's going to help a lot. All right. What you talking about? Yes. Oops. Let's move this out of the way. Let's close it and screenshot this one. This doesn't look much different, but this is going to help big time because now there's a known. We know the square. That's going to help a lot. Oh, this is going to help a lot. So let's reshoot this. Put this again in the. Oops, where'd it go? I don't know. All right, I'm going to repost it. Capture that. All right, there it is. Oh, everybody disappeared for a second. All right, let's do this. All right. Oof, enough chit chat. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't look like a much different, but it is. Okay, because now we have a square to start off with. So we are going to start off with a square, same height, same width, and let's get our square started. Because no matter, if I tell you to draw a square, everybody should know. Everybody should have a square. So, let me see. Yeah, let's get a square. We can actually even use a ruler. Let's get our square started. I'm going to just fake it here. Let's see, I've got my width. Once you have your width, we can take that measurement. Let's see, I'm taking that measurement and then bringing it over. Right there, down to here. Oops, it's my pencil. It's alive. All right, here we go. It's been a long night. Thank you for joining us. Here we go. Now we got a perfect square. Perfect. Not about perfection. It's about progress. Progress. It's about practice. It's about patience. It's about persistence. It's about hanging in there. All right. Thanks for hanging in there. Here we go. Now we're going to break that in half. Eyeball it. Half again. Right in there. There's half. And there's half right in here. Bring that out. There's our half line. There we go. That's it. And then our eyes. These look like squares in there. These do look like squares. Yeah. These are squares. Is that cut in half? I think that looks like it's right in half. Right in there. The eyes kind of go right in there. That half. That line is like right in the middle. I'm looking at that right in the middle, right in there. Bam. And then this is not in the middle. This is a little closer to the center. This is where it's going to be hard. Everything here is very geometric, very kind of like measured. You can use a ruler to get this. So anybody can do this. These next parts are going to be a little bit harder. Let me see if I can figure this out and explain it, because I can explain it this far. All right, so let's see. Oh, we really need an eye space. I think this is a square in here. Yeah, this is a square. So getting this distance, and then that I think there is a square. This is really close to being a square. I think I can measure it. Yeah, it's really close. I think it's a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, it's a little bit lower. Yeah, it's a little bit wider is what I'm saying. So this is really close to a square in here. If you can get that square in here, because we've got this measurement from here to there. Now we just take that, turn it around. That'll get us the width. Probably a little bit wider. So that's really close to there. Now that's significant because that's the eye width right in here. This square is the eye width. So we're going to take that measurement and come out this way. Yeah, that really does it. That really does do it. So this is a square in here. That's just this height from here to here on its side. That'll give you the width. And then that's also the width of the eye, where the eye kind of goes out here on this line right here. All right, there we go. That's it. Oh yeah, this will be really close. So we're gonna bring this out. See this measurement from here to here with no eraser. There to there, and then bring it out again. Oh, there to there. So this is where my eyes are gonna go. This is right in here. This is where my eyes are gonna go. The nose is gonna be right in here. It comes down a little bit. I can draw this oval shape. That nose kind of comes out right in there. That nose is gonna be there. The mouth is right underneath that. Now it looks really weird, but this is it. This is it. It really is. Here's the middle of those eyes. This is the middle from here to here. Find that center, and then just drop it down. And the mouth is going to be a little bit right in there. Same thing here. Right in the middle. Drop it down. We are going to spend just 20 minutes on this drawing, however long, wherever it is. We're going to call it a night. But thank you for joining us till 9:30. You sketchbook heroes, sketchbook hardcore heroes, sketchbook warriors. Yeah, the real warriors. That's what it takes. Yeah, it takes. That's what it takes. All right. So we blocked everything in. The mouth is going to be here. I can already I think we need to go a little bit lower. That might even be the top, but this is how wide it goes. It might need to be a little bit lower. Definitely she got a big bottom lip. Everybody does. Their bottom lip's bigger. I might have to drop that mouth a little bit lower. Looking at the bottom of the nose and the bottom of the mouth, I can't really say anything until you see I just dropped it down. That looks better to me there. And then the bottom lip, and then the chin. I'm looking at the spacing. See, I'm looking at the spacing here where the chin is. I can actually even see this oval shape. And then the lip, the bottom lip, and then the top lip right in here, right in there. Yeah, see the top lip is almost like where we had it. These are a little bit more tougher to to figure out. Then we got a nostril in here and a nostril in there, and it's coming together. It is. It is. Here we go. This kind of comes up that way. Up that way. All right, Sophia. I'll try to do you justice. Try to do you justice, Sophia. All right, let's see if we can. All right, let's start with the left eye. We're going to start with the left eye, and then we're going to continue. So she's kind of blocked in there. I actually want to go to my my HB pencil. My HB pencil is a little bit darker than my school pencil there, and I'm going to need to sharpen it. So, now where's my blade? I was using it earlier. Oh, there it is. It's right here. And again, be careful with blades. But I just really just push away and push the kind of carve the it's best to use your thumb. And actually this can actually be a good way to get shading on there too. You can shade some of this and get some of that shade on there. But if we're going to do shading, I don't know, we'll see if we get to shading, see how much time. Let's get rid of this in that pencil. You see this, people are afraid to shade because it looks dirty. Yeah. But look at the shading on this one. Yeah, we got the shading on that one. So you see the values once you start seeing values. All right, let's do this. All right, so we got the placement of everything. I'm going to start with the pupil. Actually, no. I was going to start with the pupil, but I'm going to start with this eye here. The left part is a little bit higher, and then the makeup, we got to deal with the makeup. All right, so here's the pupil. The pupil, I'm going to kind of block it in, I guess. Just do it right where that center is. Right in there. So try to get as round as you can. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Really see that spot right in there. And then you've got, and I can make it maybe a little bit bigger, but that's a good start. So then once we have here this eyelash, yeah, it's going to have to be bigger. But we know it goes from here to here. And I'm looking at that spacing as it drops below And I might have to make that eye, pupil a little bigger. We'll see. Drops below and then goes up. And her makeup, she's making her eyes bigger, even though the eye just ends there. The makeup does go bigger than that. But I'm gonna try to get that eye first. Let's get this eye in here. There to let's come down. Yeah, I'm gonna need to make that pupil bigger. That pupil needs to be bigger. Let's see, that's it, because there's it goes under that eyelid. That eyelid goes from here to here. That makeup's throwing me off a little bit, but it should be kind of like that. This side is a little bit higher than this side. This side's a little bit lower. And then it drops under and goes up. And then let me move this picture. There we go. Yeah, because you do get the little bit of that and it's soft. I'm softening it up. That where the tear duct, that's the tear duct. I'm getting the shape of this eye. That shape of the eye. There we go. And then the pupil. The bigness of that pupil. And that pupil goes underneath that eyelid, this eyelid. There we go. All right, let's get that really dark spot in the middle. That's the pupil. And then the iris is the color part. But and then it's got these crazy highlights. I don't know I don't know where they were taking this picture. It looks like it's got all these little lights in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and do like a little shadow starburst shade. I'm gonna shade the iris a little bit, give it a little bit of shade, keeping the highlights in the middle. Let me zoom in some more so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. You can see my eye. That's better. Aye. All right, there's a little iPad. Ooh, where's my I had my Facebook. Put this drawing in my Facebook book. Love faces drawings. All right. Let's move this over here. There we go. That's better. So that distance, that has that eye. Then you have all this makeup and stuff. So the makeup is what really is interesting, because the makeup comes out further. It kind of goes out there. And it's almost like putting on makeup. I mean, I do makeup. I do like for parties. I just did some makeup that was actually really cool for a birthday party. And we did scars and we did all kinds of stuff. Never done like makeup like this. Be interesting to do that on somebody. Makeup artist. I actually have a friend who's a makeup artist. All right, now with try not to make spider legs, but I'm trying to get the I'm gonna need a darker pencil. And then there's a gap right in here. And usually the eyelashes go from thick to thin as they go out. So, yeah, trying to get that. But she's got this. I'm gonna use a pen. So I really want it dark. She's got this makeup that kind of comes out in here. And it's really dark. It's really dark. So dark I want to use this dark pen right in here. Because it goes out like that.
Eladio, can you please go over the how you did the eyelashes, because I have issues with the eyelashes.
Okay, great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, it's going from thick to thin, and seeing the spacing, So one thing is the curves, the way that it curves out. See how I'm curving out, and the spacing, and then it's going from thick. The base is thicker as it goes out. It's thicker and then it goes out, right? So I'm kind of doing that here. See, you got to see the spacing. And then here the spacing changes because here it's kind of regular, and then here there's like 3 that are like open up, and then the direction of the eyelash changes. But you want to try to keep it thicker at the root, or thicker at the, see, it's widening it up at the bottom, at the base. I'm widening up at the bottom, like in here too. So they're not like spider legs. They kind of, it goes out like that. It's thicker at the base like that. And then the way it curves and the spacing. So there's certain things you need to, I'm making this a lot thicker, but it's like that. Yeah. Oh, you didn't see it. I was doing this. So it goes, yeah. And then the curve of it, right? So, and it's just widening it up. This is kind of a lot bigger and exaggerated, but it kind of gives you an idea of what's happening here. Right. Does that help? That should help.
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so it is, you see, you don't have them just like legs straight, like here they look like spider legs. They do need to go from thick to thin. Little Maybelline. There you go. Try to get to be thick to thin. And let me see. And then she's got more eyelash. I mean, it comes down here and it's thick. There's a little bit of space. And then, yeah. And it's really, really suggestive here. Yeah, I would probably go back. Well, let me see. Try to get a little bit of that curve. Yeah. And on this one, yeah, just try to thicken up the base just slightly. And the curving of it, trying to capture the curve and the spacing of it. It does take a bit of practice, a little bit of observing, and the direction of the curve of the oh, she wants to cook cookies. The curve of the lash. Let me get this pupil dark since I'm using black here. The outline. Yeah, this is a gel pen. There we go. Just thickness. And then there's the eyelid. I kind of missed. The eyelid goes back up in here. And there's the eyelid. The eyelid is coming down to this point right in there. There's the eyelid back in here. And yeah, and some of these eyelashes go beyond the eyelid. So I'm gonna bring them out a little bit. There we go. And the eyelashes go beyond the eyelid. Yeah. Eyelid goes there, a little bit of shading on the eyelid. Slightly as it comes in to a point. And that's not too shabby. It's not too bad. I'm gonna go darker with this pencil. Right in there, right with the iris, right at the edge to get rid of some of that line darkness. There we go. That's a pretty good eye. Let's do the eyebrow. Let's do the eyebrow. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. See, we're getting the placement, everything kind of where it kind of goes. This eyebrow, again, it goes up to this in there, in this space. And it goes over here. Kind of almost goes up at an angle, like right up there. I can break this down into angles and comes down at an angle here. And then if I bring this over here and then thicken it up as it comes down. So it's something like that in there, that shape, that space. Zoom in. You can see how it fits in that space. And then it's just I don't know, this is before tattoos, I think, but she's interesting. You can see the texture of the eyebrow is just kind of in there. And they call it threading, or I don't know what it is. But trying to get that just inside that shape, that eyebrow. I don't like that. And you can actually shade it evenly inside if you want to, yeah, get it in there a little bit more. That shape. That's it. That's pretty good. Right in there. I did simplify it a little bit with the angles, but the curves. Now here, the inside of the eye, there is some shading in here as far as shadow in this eye. I mean, if you can try to capture it a little bit, or when you have a chance, if you don't, that's okay. But there's a little bit of shading in here, and the shading comes all the way across and is part of the bridge of the nose as it brings that nose in, this whole dark area right in there. And same thing on the other side. And then just copy, flip, and paste. We'll be done a little faster. All right, there's that kind of eye. I'm gonna go in here a little bit with the pencil, get a little more shading, a little more, yeah, softening it up. Softening it up. There's still some more eyelashes in there. Really small ones. All right, let's do the nose. Let's do the nose. Let's zoom out a little bit. And here's this nose, which is just right there. It's a little complex, but we can do this. All right, so the nose, really close to, well, yeah, below that, the nostrils right here. Here's my nostrils. But then the nose comes down and loops. It loops right in there. There we go. See it looping. And then these nostrils are kind of like almost like oval shapes or football shapes. The top nostril is the that part of the nose, that edge, and then the bottom part is almost like a little loop like that. That's what's happening there. Technically, that's what's happening. So the top part is that nostril, and then this part is that kind of goes inside. And then it's shaded in. Right. Right in there. Do the other side. The other side's probably a little bit bigger, a little bit higher, slightly. And these are like really small nuances. You can try to capture it. That's great. There we go. That's that other nostril fitting in there. It's fitting in that space, that eye space of these two lines that we drew, that square. And then we get the outside of the nostril kind of looping around, kind of like parentheses. I always think of them as parentheses, kind of like a parentheses right in there. And then this side of the nose right in there. Kind of like that. See that parenthesis? All right, so then here, the shadow, the shading, the very light shading is what's gonna make or break your drawing here, because it's very subtle. It's not really dark. The darkest part would probably be right under here, right under this part of the nose, that part. And I'm actually even getting it's a little bit of like a core shadow, because it doesn't go all the way to the edge. It's this core shadow, and then it's highlights. So there's a reflected light or a bouncing light. That's the core shadow there. And then it opens up. And this is not really, I'm not shading it as dark as the nostrils. This is lighter. And then it comes up and around. There's a really subtle, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, because like right in here, the rounded part of the nose. And then the shadow part of this nose right in here as it comes around. Let me see. I don't know. Is it picking it up? Yeah, it is picking it up a little bit. But I'm keeping more like a core shadow. If you know shading, this is more like a core shadow because I don't take it right just so I can have more contrast. I have it just like right there. Same thing on this side. And it makes it look like it's more like it's glowing, where I don't shade it right to the edge all the time. Then here, this is where the outside of the nose actually is darker than the inside of the nose in this area. Here, so this outside part is a little bit darker. And all this stuff is really subtle if you're doing a shading or a rendering. If you're doing a drawing, then you don't worry about this so much. But you can actually really take a look at those little subtle changes. And looks like the lights, it is. There's more light from the left. And because there's more shadow here on the right side of the nose as it goes up. As it goes up. Let's see what else. Yeah, the outside of this nose part. So you have this nostril. Outside of the nostril is a little bit darker, slightly darker than the inside, right in here. So if we just kind of like the bear we did, this is that line, and then you just go out and just like the bear. That's a great exercise actually in shading. The drawing was a little of a challenge, kind of like this. But it goes out and kind of blends out as it goes out. But that edge right there, just like that bear we did earlier, it just goes out like that. Now let me zoom out. You can see how it all kind of looks together. It's looking good. See, it's kind of coming together. I can kind of see a little bit of a bag of an eye. It's really slight. I mean, it's a little bit of a shadow, and I can actually, it'll all kind of fade in. But it's really slight and subtle. As I shade more, it'll kind of like shade out, so it doesn't look like a real bag. Like you don't want to put like a lot of, make her a lot older than she looks in the she is in the picture, because she is older. I don't know if she's still alive. It'd be interesting. I don't have my Google running anymore. Got to get that thing fixed. Anyways, yeah, so there's a little bit of a on the bridge of the nose, bringing up some of that shadow as it comes down. And actually, maybe even there is a little bit of a highlight, where actually, because of the lights coming, there's some light on this left that kind of is being caught by the nose. I'm going to put a little bit of a light shade on this side. I mean, all these little subtle. Then on this side, it's a little bit darker. We do the eye, yeah, we should do the other eye. And then the lips. And then get done. What time is it? Ooh, it's already 9:30. We should stop. Ouch, what did I step on? What is that? Stepped on something. It was a staple. Yep. A little staple. All right. I'm just wearing socks. Okay. Ooh, we're way past our time. All right, so let's just do this real quick then. I'm gonna just speed it up. I'm gonna speed it up. I was kind of going slow, but I think you can catch up. All right, so we've got this here. Just do the same thing that we did with the other eye. Here's the where the pupil is going to be. This helps because everything's already spaced out. So our pupil is going to be here. Kind of, we can try to match it up. See, with our other eye, the pupil, or the iris. The eye, and then just line things up. If you need to draw some guidelines, you can do that. That kind of helps. But this is where the eye ends, and it is on this side. It's a little bit higher. It is a little bit higher, so I'm bringing that up and bringing it down and around. This eye, trying to get it to be the same size as the other one. It's a challenge. But it's right there. It is, the inside's a little bit lower, the outside is a little bit higher. Then I can get that, I can again come across this little guideline, get that eye lid. kind of missed, and then everything, the makeup goes beyond. They make her eyes look bigger. The makeup goes beyond where her real eye is. There, and there's the little eye duct. That's it right there. Let's get that eyebrow. Yeah, looking in there. Well, yeah, I don't, mine's not looking like her, but it's all right. It's late. It's about the practice. It's okay. I was afraid I wasn't going to do her justice. Well, we'll see what it looks like at the end. And especially since I'm speeding up now. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the eyes. Let's get these eyelashes. I can do them in pencil first. Get them in there. See, just throw them in there really quick. And then I can do the head and pen. That so it matches on the left side. And the looks pretty good. Oh, it looks good enough. Let's get that ink in there. In there, in the center. And we've got, I really like the way it comes to a point right in here. This inside comes straight to a point. Really sharp. I mean, whoever did her makeup, you know, it's like with a fine brush, getting that strong point and then it coming out to a point out that side. That little fish kind of bird kind of like shape. It comes out that one. And then everything else just kind of like on top. Yeah, it's looking at the spacing of the eyelashes, not doing them too close, not doing too far apart. And if you need to add, and it just comes with practice. If you need to add more, just add more. And if you don't get it this time, there's always a next time. Always a next time. Yeah. And the more you practice, the more you'll progress, the more you'll get it. Especially if you just focus, I'm just going to draw faces. That's, you know, do the Bob Ross. He just draws, you know, landscapes. You know, and, you know, that's it. That's what it takes. If you like faces and think, oh, wow, I like makeup, you know, you do that, you get better. The more you practice, the more you'll progress. All right, that doesn't look too shabby. More eyes, eyelashes, just throwing them in. I don't know how many of you are still hanging in there. How many we got? Oh, I think we're down to 4, 6, 6, 7 of you hanging in there. All right. Oh yeah, the inside part of the eye kind of missed here. Yeah, there's a little bit of an inside. And that's all the anatomy of the eye and all that stuff you need to study. I'm not going over it, as there's a lot. Practice just drawing eyes, do 100 eyes. You really got to be there to really, before you start capturing the essence of a person, you really got to practice drawing eyes, like hundreds of eyes, hundreds of noses, hundreds of mouths. You got to, you know, pay your dues. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, I think I'm happy with those eyes. Totally. Let's see. Put a little more ink in there. I looked up and I saw something. I don't know. It's probably getting late. All right, let's there it is. Let's do the mouth. Let me zoom out so you can see what we got so far. Huh. Let's do the mouth. Get that center and bringing that center down even just a little bit more, just slightly more. Then going out and yeah, she does have this little little indentation right in there. I'm getting the center of the mouth. A little bit of that bump down and out. Another indentation. This one kind of goes out. It's kind of the same. A little bit smaller. And then here we go. Get that top lip now. Really triangular, really pointed. It's really pointed right in here. Almost there. I'm going to just shade it. I'm going to simplify stuff. There's a lot more stuff going on, but I'm just going to simplify it. Let's get this face done. All right, here we go. There's that. The top lip is usually a little bit darker. I shaded it in one shade, and there is little texture, little stuff in there. If you want to try to get it in there, I'm putting a little bit of it in, just by getting little darks and lights, and it does go darker there. That's the top lip. There's something wrong with those eyes. They go really dark and they underlap. That's good enough. All right. And then the bottom lip. The bottom lip is wider than the top lip. It is wider and it's rounder. It is rounder. It comes out here, it goes up a little bit wider. It is rounded, just kind of like where it's at. A little bit of shade on the top. Not as dark as that where the center of the mouth is. And then it kind of comes down here and there's a little bit of shadow because it's rounded, it's puffy. It does come and has a highlight. It is rounded. There's a little couple of wrinkles, crinkles, or yeah, it kind of goes out. And just kind of put them in there a little bit. There's that. A little bit of a gap with shading underneath. This shading underneath this bottom of this lip underneath goes a little bit darker. Right underneath that as it comes up. Right in there. All right. All right, so here we go. With the side cheeks, let's zoom out and finish this up. There she is. Her hair up here. This down here. Really close. Really subtle shading. You guys picked the hard one. There we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of shade everywhere to kind of push everything back. And here's where, yeah, just putting a little bit of shading everywhere. Quick. Then the background is darker as you shade this. Background is darker. Yeah, it doesn't look like her, but it's all right. Let's see what's wrong. It looks like maybe my square wasn't square. Might have been a little bit wider. I think I went a little bit wider with her. Might have done that. It's okay. Let it go. All right. Cancel that. We're scanning. The neck, her neck was a little bit darker. Not as dark as this. See the different values. And I'm just scribbling it in. You can spend more time and get it smoother. I want to work on other stuff, but she's got earrings. And then the picture's cropped, so I don't know what else is going on back there. So, but this is a good exercise just to do for the fun of it. She's got more. Oh, the cheekbones. On this side, you can really see this cheekbone. Maybe even add it in like blush. All right. If you made it this far, congratulations. We're just about done. There it is. Oh, I know what that is. That's I think. Oh. Huh. I think it's a steam engine. Steam? No, I just opened it. It's some kind of message. I don't know what it is. All right, now I would just spend more time on softening things up, but the face is kind of there, looking and really trying to get more of the his eyes aren't totally white. Depending how much you want to record, how much you want to do, that's how much you want to push it. Then that's what you would just go in there and start, trying to match it as best you can. Do more shading, smoother shading, or whatever you can. But that's more or less what I would do. And if I really wanted it more accurate, I would probably put more squares, put more of a grid on there. And that would take a little more time, but it would be more accurate. And actually, I would probably even use a ruler, put a grid over it. That would probably be my next thing to do, get more accurate. Because I feel like I think I widened her up a little bit. I don't know. Nah, it's all good. All right. Any questions, put them in the chat. And I think that's it. We're going to take off for Thanksgiving. Always grateful. Be good. Attitude of gratitude, especially when things are not going your way. That's always a good thing. Try to keep. It's that's when it's the most challenging. That's when you really know, okay, I'm really grateful because and what you're grateful for when things aren't going well. All right. I guess that's it. We'll call it a night. Thank you for joining us. Woo, what a
It
night.
looks good.
Thanks. It was a challenge. All right. It doesn't look like her much, but I don't know if I do more. I'd have to hold it side by side. Yeah, I think I did widen it up. I'd have to measure my squares and take a look at the video again. Bring it closer together. That looks good. I mean, it's a face. It's a good practice. And then the more you practice, the more you'll start hitting that target. And there's more shading and more stuff. It was really big. Quite a challenge. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. Great. I'm glad you're learning a lot. Good to hear. All right. Bye-bye. Practice, practice, practice. More than just once a week. Good night.